one other story that I'm saving for one of these girls I'm actually friends with. I don't want to kind of tell you what happens, but there's a girl who I'm friends with that a really embarrassing thing happened, and I'm just waiting for like her to come on. And so I can tell the story. That's my number one story from the beginning of the podcast. Everyone's like, are you gonna tell that story? I'm like, oh, I'll once she comes on, I'll tell that story. So I'm still waiting for that. I'm not gonna say who it is, but in that very specific instance, if I ever get her to come on, that story will come on. Oh, well, you'll have to wait for that episode to come out.
Oh, hello, Aiden. We know you're listening to this from your dorm room playing Uno with all of your new friends. Welcome to the ASMR podcast.
I really hope he's on his bed. I really hope he's in his room listening to this.
He better be.
Oh.
What if he's like
voice crack?
What if he's just like in the cafeteria or something?
What if this is the one that he doesn't listen
Yeah, he skips. He's like, Allie Wentzler, fuck this.
3 of his bestest friends. He would never not be able to listen.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Oh wait, are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you mean
shit.
we're rolling?
Now Aiden will know that I hate him.
And Willem's
just
his
kidding.
favorite.
It's okay, I'll just...
Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Well, Willem is my favorite.
Well, yeah.
That isn't even like a joke at all.
No, Willem's incredible.
Willem's everyone's favorite, though, like, in all honesty.
I used to tell Willem, like, every morning, like, hey, bro, I love you. And then he would just be like, you know, like he is.
I wish.
He would.
No love.
So anyway, Tesla robot person.
Yeah, what is this bit you guys are doing?
What?
Is that like
What
the
bit?
way you guys are talking?
What bit?
Not you, them.
Oh,
Well,
Sorry.
normally Tom...
well, this is normally what I... Okay,
No,
Well, you're just talking in your normal voice.
No, but
Doing a
normally...
bit. What is this bit, Tommy? You sound like a real jackass today. oh, I'm sorry. I
You're
was
fucking
speaking.
I don't know how to explain that bit
Like,
without
I
getting
don't
a
know.
little...
Oh.
Don't say that. Don't say that word.
Don't say that. We'll have another Adam situation.
We basically just talked down to this one here.
Oh, to Allie.
Because
Yeah.
she's a...
I don't think any of the
'Cause
people
she's
who listen to the podcast will know who I am.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
Yes,
will.
they do.
You're
Oh, come on.
famous.
Allie, you're my third cousin.
Yeah, we are cousins.
Yeah.
I'm related to everyone.
Everyone here is
Does that make
cousins.
you weird? Does that weird you out, Tommy, that I'm related to your girlfriend?
Wait, are you
Always
guys
have
actually?
been.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's been to my house before this, and before the grad party, because we had a
Family reunion?
close. It was basically my mom and dad. Not my mom and dad. I don't know. I said that. My mom and her mom were in the same like elementary school class.
Yeah.
So they do these reunions every year where they have all of like their one grade and like third grade come to whoever's house.
That was weak, Erica.
Yeah.
Weak burp.
Fuck you, Bago.
Anyways.
Bongo.
And we had this, like, we played, like, some game, like, some Nerf game, and her brother broke my fucking... the
which brother?
scope,
Which one?
Ben. The scope on my fucking gun.
Wait, what
Used
kind
to
of gun?
It was like a Nerf, it was like one of those, it was like one of those ones that was a pistol, but you could attach, like, the barrel and, like, what's the thing on the back called? I'm dumb. You're a
the
gun
barrel-
nut, you'll know.
I'm not.
Tommy loves guns, and he thinks they should all be
This
legal.
part. Whoa! This part here.
Yeah.
The stock.
Yeah. You want to say it because you know the answer, but you don't want to look like a
No,
gun.
I don't know what it is.
What part?
You have the barrel, and you have the trigger, and you have
Like
the
this part that goes
part that goes onto your shoulder.
on your shoulder.
Stock.
Sure.
Jamie,
play
pull
it.
that up.
Yeah, Jamie. Eric will be the Jamie of this episode.
I got
I
it.
should probably say, yeah, you guys are new to this podcast.
These two.
Yeah. Tommy and... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
Erica and Allie are new. I will not introduce them at all because I don't feel the need to.
All right, let's go.
And I never introduce anyone who's new to the podcast. I didn't introduce who was the last new person, Molly Barker. I didn't introduce
Yeah.
her.
Don't need to.
Because
The stock.
all of my friends are the
It's
same
the
to me.
stock.
It is?
Yeah.
They're just,
Oh, no, I'm a gun.
no!
I'm a gun.
I'm a gun.
The next tattoo you're going to get is legalize the Second Amendment.
Oh, no.
This is a very
Right
special
on your-
episode, by
right
the way.
on the upper thigh.
I decided to dress
Lower
for the
thigh.
occasion because we have two people from one of the most.
Oh, God. Yeah, I have that shirt, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The shirt is quite small on me.
I think I was your competitor.
Except
No,
nobody
you weren't.
knows.
You made the name of this.
Can we get a picture
Oh
of
my
that, put it on the
gosh.
podcast?
I was
Or is that too much
I
work?
was in that team.
Yeah.
On that team.
So was I.
This
We
is,
should have all worn our shirts.
I know, but I didn't even. No one knew I was on that because I wore that black morph suit. So like, whenever anyone talks about it, they're like, "Oh, you weren't on that team." I was
Yeah.
Like, "Oh,
in middle school we did this thing called the tug of war, where basically whichever class donates the most money to like a food service thing in our city gets to compete in the tug of war
yeah,
for the glory of being in the tug of war, and you get to waste an entire day of school doing that.
yeah."
Isn't it
Um,
like the last day?
No.
Before
The last day of the week before.
Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
So the Friday.
Yeah,
I always felt like I didn't go back to school after that.
yeah, you go for like 1 or 2 weeks.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's your stupid punk.
But
it might be just be 1 week.
No,
anyways.
just 1 week.
Anyways, so one year I was on it and we lost because we got cucked by the person who was moderating it. And basically the key to winning or getting on the sorry, I had to burp. I just drank Pepsi.
That's good cake.
This is not sponsored by Pepsi.
Stop. The key to winning or to getting on the tug of war was to have John Braun in your class. Because he had a job and he just donated all of his money.
Yep, that's fast.
I always took all my coins from my piggy bank.
Yeah.
This is from before we started, and then I said just start it. But there is a sadness for some reason to quitting a minimum wage job,
Yeah.
like just a little bit, and you're like, I do kind of miss it. But then, like, if you're actually working, then you're like, oh, I don't want to be here.
Exactly.
Obviously.
I've been saying since May 2019 I want to quit.
Yeah.
And I finally quit. I'm like, oh no, I'm just kidding.
Like, oh.
But I don't.
I still
for
look
another
for
10
your
days.
truck when I drive past.
Aww.
Oh yeah.
Because
That
I'm
place.
always like, Tom's truck.
The grocery store job.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
have
from
never
my
quit a
car.
job before, Tom.
I always look for your
I know
car.
you've quit like 4 jobs at this point.
Yep, I
I've
have.
never quit before. I've worked at the
I've
same
never
place.
quit a single job in my life.
I've been loyal to the True Blue
So
crew.
what? Did you get fired a bunch of times?
No.
So how was it? Did you do it over text or straight to their face?
Well,
Over
it's
text.
I actually
It's like a breakup.
We're done.
text.
yeah.
That's how I've done of
I'm
you.
done with
This
you.
is what happened.
Because of
With
Corona.
work?
Yeah.
You just texted him.
Because
just
I
said
I
we're
wasn't
done?
going to see
Like,
them for
hey girl,
years.
can we talk?
I wasn't going to
We
see
ain't
them. I was like,
working
is
out
what-
no more.
I was like, to one of the jobs, I was like, I'm not working, and I don't, like, I'm not gonna be able
Oh.
to see you because it's Corona time. So
Corona time.
I just need
It's
to quit.
Corona time. But
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah, how did you do
what
it?
happened was
Party.
2 weeks before I was planning on quitting, or 2 weeks, the day I was going to plan in my 2 weeks, or that week, someone had come to the drive-through, and this is how the whole interaction happened. I was in the drive-through, and I said, I work. By the way, this is the reveal. In case you've listened to all the episodes and don't know me personally, I worked at Culver's. It's a fast food restaurant that's mostly in the Midwestern United States.
But they
Yeah.
wear blue polos with ties.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to dress like an asshole every day. And I had a lot of people, I found out that people who were hired after me, which is pretty much everyone who worked at the restaurant when I quit, they all got like 3 shirts when they started. I've had the same one
Yeah,
since
you guys only had
March
one and you always
2019.
had to wash it.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
I didn't wash it for like the last 3 weeks.
Stanky.
It was so gross. It would have like chocolate stains on the sleeve from like 3 weeks ago.
Oh
You
god.
smell like a chicken
I would
tender.
literally, yeah, exactly.
Drips off into the new meals.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. Why is the chocolate custard always so liquidy?
I don't know. It's just that it's literally how the chocolate custard is. Like the way they make it.
Remember I asked you for a
I feel like-
blizzard once?
Or I like when people ask for
Blizzard.
blizzards or like cement mixers, and it's like, that is not what they're called. But I know what you mean, so I'm not going to be an asshole. Anyways,
People ask for McFlurries
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
instead of Blizzards.
someone once gave me a Dairy Queen gift card, actually. Fun fact. And I said, this is not...
Oh yeah.
I said, this is a Culver's,
I thought
not
you
a
meant
Dairy
like as a
Queen.
gift. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
nice.
Oh, no.
pretty
So they
sweet.
tried to pay for their Culver's using a Dairy Queen gift card.
Did I
Yeah.
say the exact grocery store I worked at last time?
I do not know.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
No, because you don't work there anymore.
Even if I did, yeah. So when I worked at Cub, I would get just if it was just a card in their wallet that was like red, I
Yeah.
would get it and be like, "This is a insurance card." Or like, "This is like
This
like,
is your
ma'am,
State Farm
sorry,
card,
this is,
my friend."
Ma'am, sorry, this is your AAA card. I can't.
This is your O'Reilly Auto Parts card.
Oh my god, man! This is your Sky Zone membership.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
not
your
gonna work.
Spencer's gift card.
She's like, "Oh, sorry."
Didn't mean to expose myself.
They're like, oh, this is when I'm trying to bribe you, sir.
Yeah.
Anyways.
how'd you quit?
So, someone comes to the drive-thru, I say, hi, welcome to Culver's. And they say,
What can I
hi.
serve fresh for you today?
Yeah, that's usually what people say, but
What?
I-
Except they sound really depressed. They're like,
because they
what,
work at Culver's and
what
the
do you
job
want?
sucks.
And I'm like,
This is what I
just
said.
want some chocolate cluster.
This is exactly what
I
I
had some
said.
today.
I said, hi, welcome to Culver's. And they said, hi. Usually what happens is, what are you doing?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing.
Are you just being bored, or are you
No.
trying to tell me something
I
without...
was just gonna draw a phallus.
Oh, I thought you were trying to, like, signal me something, so you're
No.
writing it on the toilet paper.
No.
Willem left from last
I
episode.
feel like Tom would just like straight up say it.
Willem, your
He don't
toilet
give a
paper's
fuck.
here. Come and claim it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was pretty good, Anna.
That is pretty good.
All right. Anyways.
Linnea drew a phallus on my note card from last week of all the times I need to censor, which
Oh.
so far this episode has been 0.
Well, we're only 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Censor that.
Yeah, we're all good Christians, so we will not. Anyways,
All of us.
We would never do anything bad because we're good Christians.
Oh, is this part for Aiden?
Oh, no. That's just me.
Aiden, this is for
You better be going to church every week up at college.
Aiden, your
He hasn't gone to church and
is going to
he went to church last time he was here.
Aiden, I want to.
Tom.
okay, can I tell my fucking story? So I'm at. Didn't I say that once?
Yeah.
Didn't I say that on the podcast once?
No, I did.
Oh.
It was part of. It was.
No, I said, would
Would
you
you rather?
I said,
That was the
no, I
one
said, I said, would you take $100,000? You have to drink a glass or a gallon
of that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, easily.
Wasn't that one over Discord?
Easily
Yeah.
easily
With
the
Willem
milk.
That's because
it's
Willem
whole-
gave everyone COVID on that episode.
Easily the
Yeah,
milk,
Will.
bro. No chance.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will this episode for giving the whole music pod COVID.
All right.
I want to know, dude.
So I worked at Culver's. And this lady said,
Headphone warning.
I said, hi, welcome to Culver's. She says, hi. I waited there for her to order. Usually people just go in and say their food. And then she was like, hello? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I already take my order? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, usually they say, what kind of make fresh for you? I'm like, oh, I usually don't say that. And they're like, well, usually you do. I'm like, well,
Do you know
well,
me
I go, well, that's why I said welcome to Culver's. Why would I say?
This is all over them.
Yeah, I said,
I
literally
oh my
said, I was like,
goodness.
why would I say welcome to Culver's if I wasn't ready to take your food? I was being kind of an asshole, right?
Yeah.
But she was also being kind of an asshole
Yeah.
for saying that.
Yeah.
So she goes, okay, give me that attitude then. And I was like, I thought she was just joking.
Terrible customer service.
And then you
at
took off your
Culver's.
headset, and then you left and never came back.
No, I was being super nice the entire time. The rest of the order, made sure to be super nice after she said that. Right when she started becoming visible to me in the window, I lifted my screen over and moved it so I wouldn't be in the visible through the window for her to see.
Yeah.
And then when she came to the other window, which is right next to me, I rotated it and then faced away from her until she left.
Nice.
So you were avoiding making eye contact with the Karen.
Well, and
Correct.
she
So
got
then
his face.
I get the following text from my friend and boss, Chris. Let's see. I might sound louder for this segment because I'm looking at my phone. Let's see. Where did Chris... Here we go.
I usually, yeah.
Oh, he says, hey, did you flip off a customer on Monday?
Oh.
I said, I did not. I don't think I flipped off anyone on Monday. Not even... And I wrote the name of a coworker that everyone dislikes. And I said... He says, okay, I didn't think you would have. I said, why? Did someone complain? He says, yes. I said, LMAO. They didn't say your name, but they described you. And I said, was all I did flip them off? I don't think anyone that night flipped anyone off. Chris says, oh, hold on, I'll show you. And he sends me a picture of the following printed off complaints. This 18-year-old kid was working drive-thru. He said, hi, welcome to Culver's, in a very monotone voice.
How did they know your age?
I don't know. And I said, hi,
Just like assuming.
and waited for him to ask what I wanted to order, or wanted, because they usually do. He never did. So I asked, are you ready to take my order? Hold on, and he goes, yeah, that's why I said welcome to Culver's, duh. Okay, rude. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did not say duh.
I said, well, usually they ask for my order. No, we don't do that here. In quotes. That's what I'm saying, supposedly. Then he continues giving attitude for another 5 minutes. The order was like another 13 seconds, but, whatever. I finally get my order and go up to the window. The kid who is on the speaker turns around and flips me off before the other kid gives me my food. Never coming back here.
Wow, that sounds exactly like the lady... Should I tell that? The racist lady
No.
who left an email? Why?
I mean, it's funny.
Someone leave a racist email about
do
you?
it.
No, it wasn't about me. It was just about the pool.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
probably don't say it. Unless you
Why?
want to.
It's not bad. I mean, it's
No,
bad
it's
for
not.
that lady, but
Oh.
it's not like I'm going to say her name. It's
Oh.
just someone being racist. That was horrible.
Okay, you can...
And it's a good story. It's kind of a good story.
You just hope that no one clips it of you saying what you said.
I won't... Okay, yeah. But
Okay.
it'll be fine.
Okay.
Because it's not like
It's-
slurs.
That's what I put on the Be Quiet podcast Instagram. Just you saying the racist thing.
So basically, I happened to be there during this day, so I didn't just like see the email and assume what happened. And it was just a really busy day, and there's Y groups that come to the pool, so like those are the busiest days because it
Yeah.
is just full of kids and no one's parents are there. It's
Yeah.
basically just like two like Y group leaders just leading the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what? I won't pay attention to you. So basically, it was
Me and Eric
the
are
pool's
talking.
the pool's absolutely full of kids, and there was one group where no one in the group was white. They're just no one to be white. That's it. That's all
Okay.
it was. And every Y group was being absolutely rambunctious because it was full. Not one particular Y group, not a different Y group, and all the lifeguards were just trying their best.
Uh-huh.
It's also
And-
a pool. Like,
Yeah, and kids were like jumping around and being crazy and whatever. That's just how it is. And we got an email, or Teresa got an email and just hung it right on in the break room for all of us to see, and like tried to cross out the lady's name, but the lady was
Do you
like,
care about the fact that you just said her name or no?
your
name of your
your
boss?
"Oh,
Do you care about that or no?
no, she's an
Okay.
amazing boss, Teresa.
Okay.
Let's go. All right."
Was she the slide
Shout out
lady
to
from the last
Teresa.
episode?
No, she was not.
The girl who got struck by lightning.
I didn't say her last name either, so it's fine. But
Okay.
and
That's
the
true.
email was basically like, the lifeguards need to enforce the rules equally to all people at the pool. I was watching my son, so this was basically just a lady
Mhm.
who was with her one child. She was like, I was watching my son very closely, and the lifeguards were just letting kids jump over my son and swim under my son. And she was just listing these things that we were enforcing to like some kids, but not others apparently, which none of us do that. That's ridiculous. If anyone's running, we're yelling. 'Cause
Okay.
that's the best part of the job.
Because you get to. Yeah.
And then, this is the racist part. She was like, is there any way I could be let know or be emailed when kids from the inner city are coming so that she didn't want to come to the pool because of that. And it's just like,
no.
it's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. You can maybe, if you don't want to include that, you don't have to.
No, I like
I mean, this lady just
so
sucks.
bad.
That lady just sucks.
Oh no.
And her name. Okay, can I say her first name?
No.
Don't.
Oh, I thought of the funniest thing.
Why?
That's so funny.
I want to tell you guys her first name really bad though.
But it
Okay, you
fits
can after the podcast is
character.
over.
Okay.
It
Okay.
fits the character.
Was it Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, her first-
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I got really. So my dad was on Facebook yesterday.
I can't understand what you're saying.
My dad was on Facebook yesterday, and he joins these communities of like people who are like fans of certain things.
Yeah.
And he's in one of all people who live in our town.
This time.
And one of them was someone posted. They said, a bit of a warning to anyone out there. We got ding dong ditched, or someone rang our doorbell yesterday, and we didn't. Upon opening the door, we saw no one was there, but they left behind a bottle filled with yellow liquid. After some examination, and I'll admit, a little bit of tasting, we determined that the bottle was filled with urine.
No.
What?
Duh.
You tasted it?
Is that a joke? It's gotta be a joke.
Ew.
Oh my
They should have. Did they include pictures? Them like sipping on the glass.
And then the
Taking
comments
shots
were all
of
just
the
like,
piss.
why would you taste it? And then after tasting it, admit to Facebook.
Seriously.
Hey
The
guys,
whole
I
town.
just drank piss.
It's the dumbest
Watch
thing
out
I've
for
ever
piss.
I
It's
thought you were gonna
bad.
say,
Why
like,
don't you piss on your doorstep?
they like shit on the doorstep, rung
Yeah.
the doorbell, ran away, and then they just like opened the door and there's like human shit.
It
just,
wasn't
like,
chocolate. Upon tasting and smelling, it was not
Yeah.
chocolate.
It wasn't chocolate. It was poop.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's really funny.
Stinky.
No, that's I
critters.
guarantee like that's her first thought. Like, oh, gotta tell everyone that
Yeah.
people.
Oh, I just drank pee. Come on, I gotta talk about this on Facebook.
Dude, Facebook is just like you have Facebook.
I don't use it, but I have one.
So yeah, I guess
Same.
people have it. They made it just for like
I like to.
Adam. Yeah, sorry.
I like to
was
scroll
flinch
through
more
it
saying
and
a name.
comment on posts every once in a while.
Adam was like, I got Facebook just to get discounts on like video games or something. It's just like make an account or like you can play the games on Facebook.
I like to see what other I like to see people's posts about their kids.
Yeah,
think we're
I
not-
see.
Oh,
what,
that's so funny.
I see what your mom like posts about you, Tom.
Do you think
I
when all of
made
our
it the
parents
other
are dead,
day.
Facebook will be dead?
When all the MILFs of the world.
Do you think Facebook? No. Well, yeah, it'll be shut down.
But I can never see myself using Facebook, and I feel like there's a lot of people like.
Well, no, I know, but Facebook is Instagram. They'll like merge or something eventually. I think.
I think they already are owned by
Well,
Zuck, right?
I know. Instagram is owned by Facebook,
Yeah. So I guess
so I think they would shut down
Zuck-
Instagram
so-
before Facebook if you think about it. That's
Why?
like Vine was bought by Twitter, and they just shut down Vine.
so. You think Zuck would rather do that and make everyone
But
move
is
to
it
Facebook?
No one knows
wasn't
what this
Vine
is.
like then Musically, then now TikTok?
Well, they copied Musically. I think Musically was even bought by TikTok, isn't it?
No
Or
idea.
Musically and TikTok is the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
I know it's like the same thing,
Very
like
similar.
like
Sorry.
conceptually, but is it owned by the same company? Remember when we were talking about piss a couple seconds ago?
I think the Zuck would probably just leave it.
Who knows what the Zuck wants, man?
It's not like he needs to buy anything. He already owns both. But I was just thinking like, yeah, Facebook probably will be pretty dead once it's.
Sometimes when I have to make thumbnails for the podcast, for example, someone like Ben Kaiser, I'll go on their Instagram to like find a picture of them to use,
Yeah.
and then
Oh lord.
I can't. Kaiser doesn't have any pictures of himself on Instagram, so I go through his like tags,
Yeah.
and it's just like all like photos from like fucking baseball from like a couple billion years ago,
Yeah.
and like Loudmouth memes shit, and I'm like, well, I can't use any of this. So then I'm like, I go on Facebook
Hell yeah.
and I search for their mom, and then it's like their senior pic. I'm like,
Yeah. There you go.
perfect.
Genius.
Thank God.
Genius. Absolute.
But then you find some fucking gems. Like I found this picture of Marcus that I'm still waiting for him to like talk shit about me in a group chat so I can post it.
It's blackmail.
Yeah.
Solid black.
I have so much Facebook mom blackmail.
Yeah.
I got so many of Carter Olson from his mom's Facebook and her Instagram.
You could do
so
that for me
many.
so hard.
We did that the other day. Like,
When we hung out, we just.
I did that
group
for you.
hangout, we like
What do you mean
went
did
to
that
the
for me?
Hold on
bottom.
just a second.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Use Facebook for my picture.
Oh, no. One time in like, I actually used Facebook. It was like 9th grade. You were in Florida with your family,
Running
and your mom. Yeah,
down a hill.
Yeah, it was like down the beach, and Tommy was running.
Oh, like Hasselhoff.
and I took a picture of it, and your mom. You go. I didn't know my mom posted the picture. I just told my mom to delete that.
Oh yeah, I've been
He's
doing that
done
my
it
whole life.
so many
Yeah,
times.
because people would be like, "Oh, look at this dumb picture," and I'm like, "God damn it!" And I just angrily text my mother.
My oh my god, my Facebook is so cringe.
Maybe
So
you
is
just
mine if
always
you
look
get way down there.
stupid.
But I just embrace it. But yeah, once I'm 90, I think Facebook will be absolutely toast.
Once you're 90.
No, because then
Before
like
that.
then like I'll start posting about my kids.
On Instagram.
No, on Facebook.
You why?
Some moms do both, and that's a lot of
True,
work.
that is a lot of work.
My mom actually got Instagram.
I
Just
saw
follow-
that. She
just
came
to
up as
follow
a
me,
follow. Yeah,
because that's where I post
Should I
all my
follow her?
like guitar videos. You know what I'm talking
Your
about?
mom came through the drive-thru the other day at Culver's, and I was talking to her about you
Yeah.
and like your band and stuff.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh, I think.
oh, so they had to perform inside or something like that, or did they perform? No, I said, did they play at your house? And she was like, no, that was Adam's house, something like that. Aiden's house. And then your sister was like in the car, and she was like, no, he's talking about like the performance that you posted, or something like that. it was like she was like, oh, well, they played to practice at our house, and then they filmed it at Aiden's, or something. I don't remember what the whole thing was.
You edited, or whatever, the videos and, like, whatever it's called.
My house.
At
Yeah,
your house,
that
but
thing that you live in.
It was all No. I was trying to think of what you do to the music. What is it called?
I mix and master.
Thank you.
The raw audio.
Mixed and mastered.
From the.
That's what they called me in high school.
I'm mixing this.
Well, yeah, because we did that
It was
when it
at
rained
Aiden's
out. We
house.
went to Aiden's house and we invited just a small group of people. And if you've seen on our Instagram, maybe not, where we're posting like once a week or whatever.
Mhm.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, that's because we could only invite a few people, so we just recorded it all of our instruments, like with our nice equipment that we wouldn't have normally done outside. And then I like processed all of it and made it into actual nice videos, and we're doing that once a week.
Yeah.
That's probably what they're talking about. I
But
don't
that,
know.
yeah. So then she left, and then the guy behind her was Josh, the percussion
Yeah.
guy at the school. He's like,
Gotta
was that
love-
Melissa Jensen in front of us?
Josh.
Oh,
and I was like, it was, yeah.
that reminds me of our horrible golfing experience me and Josh just had.
He was telling me about it.
And he goes, "You're the one who's rooming with Willem Clifford, right?" I'm like,
Oh,
that
yes.
is me. Yep.
We talked about that while we were golfing.
You're basically an icon.
Josh
I
knows
know.
everything.
People know. This
I know he's
podcast will
very
be
creepy.
Willem Clifford's roommates podcast.
Exactly. Are you still gonna do it? I ask you that every time.
Well, after seeing how hard it was to quit a job that I hate, I think it's gonna be hard to quit doing this, which I like doing.
And you don't have to have guests.
And I don't have to do it every week.
Like, you know,
That too.
Congratulations by Crystalia, that podcast, or
Well, I don't want to be like Crystalia.
Theo Vaughn's. He's back.
Well, I know Crystalia is back,
You could-
but I still don't want to be like it.
That's
You
not
could-
what I'm saying.
No.
Or
just
Theo
like-
Vaughn, you know Theo Vaughn.
I know Theo Vaughn.
You
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
update
his
us on
solo
your
podcast.
life.
You could do something like that.
Yeah.
Or Luke, or do it with.
Or just
Theo.
me and Willem do it.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fly to your.
Yeah, you are one of the last people that'll do it in person.
Yeah, I know.
I can still do it over Discord really easily.
Yeah. I
Plus,
forget about that.
Willem will give me the hookup on how to do a bunch of new fancy stuff with
And our
computer
Discord,
stuff.
that Discord one was like the highest quality because of the mics. We have.
Oh yeah, it's nice when we do the Discord. It's so much more
You should
pain
just
to
get
edit.
a nice mic, bro. If
I
you do
know.
it- if you start doing it where it's just you every time or something.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so much of a pain in the ass to edit the podcast when we do it online. But it's so nice because when someone says something I need to censor, I can only censor them. Because now, like, if
Yeah, the raw-
we're still talking and then some dipshit in the background says something I have to censor, the
Me
whole
and Erica.
conversation gets cut.
yeah. Yeah. That's.
Wasn't trying to name names, but no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's funny.
Bongo.
What? I keep saying Tesla robot, and you haven't seen it, huh?
Who's the huh?
Tesla robot person?
Who, Elon Musk?
We watched it.
No.
The video
Tesla
like
is coming out with a robot
an
person.
hour ago.
What?
I'll show you a picture while
Okay.
I speak about it. But
Tesla robot?
basically, at their AI. Was my phone all scratched up? Oh no, it's just hair from your copious amounts of animals. But Tesla at their AI thing, their conference where they talk about like they show the progress their cars are making just by driving around.
Mhm. Oh wait,
they
before you
released-
talk about that,
Okay.
I'm just now realizing I said I dressed for the occasion, and then I didn't say to the podcast what I was wearing.
Oh yeah.
I said I dressed for the occasion because I'm wearing the T-shirt that we all wore in the tug of
We
war.
designed custom
In eighth
T-shirts.
grade.
Yeah, and I have
I
it-
was
on the
in
side.
a-
I have
My 7th grade
Number
year,
5,
so the same year
wearing a
we
hat.
did
Really?
it, Yeah.
See that?
oh god, wait, isn't Elon Musk the number one like on Joe Rogan? Not that I listen to Joe Rogan, but he's like
Why don't you want to admit that?
Because Joe Rogan's super like anti-vax and weird now.
But you can still listen to it and
Okay.
appreciate a different opinion.
I listen to the ones where he's not talking about the anti-vax stuff. I still
You just press that
I
little
still ca-
10-second forward button when he's talking
yeah,
about
I can still appreciate the podcast itself when he's got certain guests
Because
on
it's like the
without
greatest.
appreciating certain opinions that he has.
because it's like the most successful podcast in history. You
Yeah.
gotta appreciate what that guy
Yeah. It's kind of like Tommy, he's a guitar guy. It's kind of like him hating the Beatles.
does. I don't.
Hate the Beatles?
Do you think I hate the Beatles?
No.
Oh,
I
that was
I was
just
joking.
a metaphor.
As a podcast host, I've got to appreciate Joe Rogan for what he's done.
Yeah, exactly. And
Become one of the most famous wrestling entertainers in the world, and then starting a podcast.
yep, and then that being the most popular. That is the most popular podcast of all time.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, easily.
Easily.
And he sold
Anyways.
out. And he sold out. Anyways, this thing is whack.
Yeah.
And we just watched a video. You know Marquez Brownlee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, when I saw, why is that so funny?
No, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Just do the podcast. What about Marquez Brownlee?
I was like, when I saw the picture of this, I was like, that's dope.
Uh-huh.
Because this is like, it's like when you see it like a jetpack or like a flying something or like the car driving stuff. You're like, I'm witnessing the future right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what Mr. Brownlee was saying in his
Mr. Brownlee.
in his video made me go like, oh yeah, that's dumb, and I'll tell you why.
Why is it dumb?
And this isn't even.
It-
This is.
no,
it's,
it
it's,
really
I basically don't
was.
even have an opinion. I'm just reciting what he said, but and it's. We already have robots that are good for doing things for us, and making them in a human form is actually dumb because humans aren't good at those things in the first place. So
Yeah.
like, for example, like
The car.
vacuuming your
Vacuum?
house. Like
Yeah.
in the 50s, they would do like cartoons of like a human-sized robot vacuuming
Yeah,
a house.
yeah, yeah.
But we have that. It's a Roomba. right?
Yeah, that is stupid.
Or the car.
And
Like,
it's
why
the
would
same
you
thing.
make
And
a
Tesla
human
keeps
to
doing
drive
stuff
a
like
car?
this, or
Yeah.
Elon keeps doing stuff like this. For example, like his Boring Company.
Yeah,
You know
the Boring
that?
Company,
The
yeah.
tunnels. That's just Subway.
Yeah.
So, and it's not only worse because the cars are one person,
Mhm.
and a Subway is so many people going so far. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just worse.
Yep.
But it still is kind of cool.
That is very hypocritical because there's a whole bit of Elon Musk like Joe Rogan is like, so what are you talking about? Robots taking over the world? Like you don't think robots are a good idea? And Elon Musk like with a straight face, like he's like 100% serious, like I tried to warn them and they didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
They just kept doing it. And it's like, and then you're on stage with a fucking human robot.
He literally at the
dipshit.
start of his conference said that they're a robotics company, which I guess is technically
What
true.
the fuck, Elon Musk, you
That's
asshole?
technically true because their cars
Yeah,
are robots
robots.
driving themselves.
Yeah.
But not.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
So it says that it will be good for doing like repetitive or boring tasks that humans don't want to do. And
He like gave in
the one good example, what was it?
the grocery store.
Going to get groceries.
But
There's no
even
robot
then,
for
like,
that,
what
right?
happens if like you like? It was like, what if you miss the I don't know, like the tomatoes and it like falls? It's not like programmed right away to like pick it up.
Yeah, so it's just like the cars. There's so many cars already driving around and learning.
Yeah.
That is my job.
All these people are going to need to
Pick
get
up the
robots and
tomatoes.
tell them to go to the grocery store and things like that so they can
Freaking
learn. And that will
bad.
just, you know, just
Yeah, they're
It's
trying to
just
take
not-
away my job.
Yeah.
All these damn robots are coming in our country, taking our jobs.
deport robots.
Send them back where they came from. The factory.
the dump. Boston Dynamics.
Yeah. Well,
Robots.
anyone else have anything to talk about? Maybe not you, because you've been talking the last
Oh,
20
yeah.
minutes about fucking
No, I
robots.
really feel like I'm terrible at this because I can listen to like people talk all day long and just like sit and listen.
She
Really?
loves to listen to Tom's buttery voice.
My voice is not buttery.
Yeah.
My voice is like, bitch.
What?
My voice is.
Can you have you throat sang
Yeah, you got it.
On the podcast?
on the podcast yet?
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm asking if I can.
Oh, you can. I don't know if you've done it before.
Hold on, I'm puking.
You just actually puke. Hold on, I'm puking. All right.
All right. All right.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Thanks.
That sounds like
You can do anything if you dedicate an hour to it.
That's like when we were in study hall and Carl was laying on the ground and he does a thing where he like kicks and like stands up and I was like,
A kippa?
yeah. We were like, damn, Carl, that's pretty impressive. You're pretty athletic. And he goes, no, one summer I spent all summer practicing how to do
all summer doing
practicing.
Oh.
He's like, I spent a whole month practicing just that.
Dude. Yeah, but that's a whole... I spent 1 hour in my room alone trying to do that.
The Mongolian
flex,
thing.
flex.
No, it's...
How's that a flex?
I just spent 1 hour, and
It
then
only
I
took
just
me
knew
1
how
Oh,
to
it only
flex.
took me like an hour to do.
No, I remember when he first started doing it, I like took a
I was showing
video.
everyone.
In the first 15 minutes, you took a video?
Well, no,
No,
it was
an
like
hour.
at school, and it was, I forget, it was like a dress-up day, so he was wearing this tiny little princess shirt, like
Oh my gosh,
pink,
And I was
yes.
going like...
and then he was like, no, it was good. And then he'd try again, and he'd just like shake his
Because I
head
was
and be
way
like,
worse at
no.
it before. And I guess I learned how to do it in an hour, but you have to like do it... Not like a lot,
Practice.
but if you like do it for like 2 seconds every day, you'll just be able to like. The hardest part is just starting it because you have to go like. Like before, I used to go like.
Erica sounds like a race
But now I
car.
can just go.
Beep beep.
It's like the Doppler effect.
Yeah. Did you see that guy who died from a tattoo?
What?
What the fuck?
Thank you for segueing away from the Doppler effect. I really didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Well,
I just felt like
I don't
need-
have to keep talking, but I have
Okay, good.
more stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
keep going.
Oh, that's good. Because this won't last long.
Oh wait, I never said why I quit my job.
36 minutes.
I come in and everyone's like talking about me like, oh yeah, the boss is gonna yell at you, and I'm like, well, I quit. And they were like,
Incredible.
they're like, you asshole. I'm like, I was gonna quit anyways, but
Yeah. That's
And then you just
Did
walked
you
down
do
to
2
your
weeks
shift?
or you just quit?
I'm like, no, I put in my 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's solid. I had almost did something like that because there's this horrible guy that worked with me at Cub, and he would come up and I remember on my first day, or maybe second or third day, I'm not really sure, but he came up and asked me, or no, he took my phone away from me because I like looked at it because of another coworker was sending me things, and I was like, I gotta work, but he's sending me stuff. I'll tell you who that was after.
Okay.
And then he
What
comes
kind
up
of
and takes my
things?
phone. I was new to the job, and I was
Noodles.
a little bit. It was like a
Was he
year
sending
ago,
you
so I was a little
noodles?
scared. And he just took my phone. I didn't know who he was. And I found out later he's quite a doofus. So like, much later, like probably like 6 or 7 months later, he tried to do the same thing, and then he's like, hey, you got to give me your phone. He's like, you know, on that sign over there, it says no phones. And I'm like, Dave, this is what I said. And I was like, Dave, we both know. Oh, I said his name. Shit.
Well, do you think I need to censor it or no?
Nah.
Okay.
Screw that guy. Honestly.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay, so I was like, Dave,
I'm gonna send him the link.
we both know it does not say that over there. Like I've been here for a little while now, and I've been managing as well, so I stand and look at that sign all day. That's all I'd have to do. It does not say that, and he's like, "Well, give it to me," and it's like, "We'll take it from you then. If you try to take it, I'm just gonna walk out and I will not come back." And he was like, "Oh, you're quitting, are you?" And then he went back to work. I was like, I should have.
Oh, what a badass. That was actually pretty cool.
of me.
Yeah.
Well,
What was the
I'm
guy
impressed.
sending you?
I don't have the balls to do that.
well,
something like
also I'm privileged as hell
that. So you could just get another
because
job.
I could just get another job.
Me
And
too.
Some people don't have that privilege, but
That's exactly what I,
I
would
understand
say.
my privilege.
People would be like,
We already knew you.
people would be like, oh, you...
We're all.
I'd
privileged
like
here.
talk shit about the job. And people are gonna be like, stop doing that. I'm like, what are they gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah.
Especially in my
say
last
that-
2 weeks.
I say
Exactly.
that all the time.
Yeah, if you fired it, it doesn't
Yeah,
really
same
matter.
here.
And if they fire me, you have one less person to do
Because we're
dishes,
still
asshole.
gonna go to college and
Yeah.
get a much different job, hopefully.
Correct.
No.
Unless you're Aiden, who's majoring in poverty, as he'll...
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
So am I.
So is. Yeah,
I'm not.
No, you're not.
Not as much though.
I'm not.
We say that because what we're going for doesn't
Well,
actually
yeah,
have a job.
I know.
It's just freelance. Anyways, what were you talking? The guy who died. Talk about that now.
The guy who died?
From a tattoo.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Wait, neither of you have quit a job before?
I haven't.
Technically, I worked at this, like, bar for, like, one day. They were like, oh, yeah, like, come out and work. And then they scheduled me for, like, a 5-hour shift. And then after that, they were like, okay, send me your schedule of, like, when you're free next. And then they never contacted me again.
Oh,
so I just, like, worked for 5 hours at this bar, and then they were like, okay, peace out. I'm like...
You did a horrible job.
Yeah, you seriously sucked.
No, they were just like, they were just like, we have, my aunt, she worked there, and she was like, they literally have so many people. They don't know what they're doing. They, like, don't remember, like, people who come in. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll put you on the schedule, and then they're like, who was that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I made hamburger patties all day for 5 hours.
God. They get
Slapping.
you right away making patties?
Yeah.
Slapping
They
me
start with
between
like
the
dishwashing
buns.
or something.
Well, they were having me back and forth, which was really nasty. It was not great.
yeah.
I was just like,
Here, wash the dishes.
That's when you
touch
get the
patties,
that's
wash
when
the
you-
dishes.
That's when you get soggy buns.
That's cross Catan.
soggy meat patties.
So
That's one of my least. That's like one of the things that I hate most in the world is cold meat. I hate warming up meat in the mic. Oh.
I get really
Ew.
like, I get the heebie-jeebies with chicken sometimes. Like, I couldn't eat it for a couple. Like no. Like I would like gag if I was like around chicken. It was so weird.
you're around chicken.
Not the only.
Whoa.
I quit.
Never mind.
I did quit that job though, but over text. But I quit that job over text needlessly. Like I didn't need to do it over text. I could have done it in person.
Yeah.
But I straight up did it over text. First job I quit, I did it face to face, and it sucked so bad because the person was like a cool boss would have been like, by the way, this was not at Cub or a pool or anything. It was a different place. But my first job, they could have been like, yeah, okay, like a manager should, but they're like, oh, are you sure you can only work? Like they're like talking me out of it, which is just the worst.
That's why Chris is still there because he's tried to quit like 3 times. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that, but fuck it. Chris has tried to quit it multiple times, and the boss just gives him a raise, and then he stays.
Oh wow.
So he's making
That's what they did
$30
with
an
me
hour.
at my job now.
Yeah.
They were like, here's 16 an hour.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, then after that bad experience with quitting face to face, I was just doing it with texts because it sucked. Because they can't talk. Like if they respond with like, would you like more hours or like, would you like less hours or something, I just ghost.
Yeah.
And then once I stop showing up, I'm like, I quit. Here's my.
I told Chris I was putting in my 2 weeks, and he said, "Oh, we'll text this person about it." And then because it's him and this other lady who make the schedule. Not another lady, it's someone who I worked with who's pretty cool. So I shouldn't just call her a lady. This other person that I worked with.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up the tattoo thing while you say.
So I texted her. I said, "I'm quitting my job in 2 weeks. Might come back next summer." Blah blah blah. And then, I tried to text Chris that she didn't respond to let him know, so I wouldn't be fucked. I tried to let Chris know that. I said, "By the way, so and so just aired me," and then I accidentally texted it to the girl who aired me.
Oh.
So the text message read. The text thread read, I want to quit in 2 weeks, might come back next summer. By the way, Brittany totally just aired my text. And it was Brittany who I texted.
So did she respond after that?
She responded after she was back from vacation and said, "So when do you want your last day to be?"
Nice. Well, it worked out.
Anyways.
I don't know why my mother would send me this while I'm currently in the healing process from a rather large tattoo, but she did send me this.
Uh-huh.
And while I'm getting all of this horrible-looking peeling, too, as well.
I cannot
which is
tell
normal.
at all, by the way.
That it's peeling?
It was really bad like 2 days ago.
You can't see all the
it looked like
peeling?
it looked
the
like
shiny,
blue.
It's not supposed to be shiny.
Okay,
Mine
sure.
never peeled.
I don't know how you can't see that. Like,
I'm gonna put this back on because I feel like this shirt makes me look like shits because it's like really small on
it
me.
does.
It does?
Well, it doesn't make you look
How
like
long
shit,
did
but
you
the
wear
shirt
it
just looks
before
like shit.
we got here? Have you just been wearing it?
He woke up this morning, he's like, got podcasted.
No. I
Get that
it was
hurricane
it was like
shirt
2
on.
hours before I got here.
This is a nightly pajama shirt.
Yeah.
I had to look for the shirt though. I was like, what if I wore? I was gonna wear it to Erica's grad party, but I felt like it made me look so dumb and no one would get it, so I didn't wear it.
Yeah, it is dumb.
He likes to wear it to bed so he can feel.
I can remember when I won the
Nice
tug
and
of war
snug.
victory.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
Did I say we won the tug of war at all?
Yeah,
No.
we
We
won
won.
the tug of war.
Yeah.
We did.
In 7th grade, I was part of the, like, you know how it was, like, the girls team, the boys team,
Yep.
and then, like, the co-ed?
Yeah.
I was on the girls team and the co-ed team.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So was I.
Same. I was on the girls' team.
but some of the,
I think I might have been the co-ed team, but not the boys team.
like, yeah, some people only got picked to do,
No,
like,
the opposite.
one.
They
Yeah.
wanted me for the real one.
And then
I
we
needed the
only won
shittier,
for the girls
weak
one.
guys to be on.
Oh.
Damn. I was on both.
Damn, Bongo.
Because I was wearing a black suit, so they let me.
No
Oh,
one's
you're
gonna
the
understand what
mascot.
that means.
There's a big
Damn,
controversy
Shotty.
when we did that because someone made a sign and I ran.
The flag.
Yeah, like a big flag, and it was. Well,
I ran the flag.
No, it wasn't a flag. It was 2 posts, and I had them in both my hand, and it was a big cardboard paper, so it wasn't really a flag, more of a sign. So don't correct me. I went up in front of the crowd and did this, and ran back and forth with this,
Yeah.
and it said like hurricanes or whatever on it. And JP was on the edge, just pointing at me. And JP was on the podcast once, and I said, leave in the comments who really made the crowd cheer, because JP think that him just pointing at me made the crowd cheer. And no one commented because it was like at the end of the episode, except Carl commented, JP made the crowd cheer, and then I deleted the comment. Because I know you just being an asshole and just didn't want me to have my victory.
That's supreme power.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever.
This podcast should be called Fuck It, dude. They
Yeah.
said that one guy's name and then said he's an asshole.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, Dave.
This episode's gonna be called Fuck You, Dave from Cub.
Yeah, I'm sorry you work at that bad job.
Is he still there?
Yeah, probably. But you don't gotta be an ass.
Wow, that's just life advice right there.
Yeah, don't be an ass, dude.
Don't be an ass.
Anyway. My mom sent me this, and the title of it reads, Man dies swimming in the ocean after ignoring post-tattoo advice. Because basically...
That's what my mom does all the
Bonk.
time. Says, "Oh, someone died from doing that," you know.
Oh,
Your
well, someone
grandma-
died from doing everything.
Your
Exactly.
grandma did that the other day.
You know
with,
that one of our
like,
relatives
Red Bull
died from
or
throwing
the
food into their mouth. They choked to death. And it's
Yeah.
like
energy drinks.
okay, and then she'll be like, "No, it's true."
Wait, how did
Uncle
she die?
Steve.
Just from,
This person
like,
here
her
is a man.
tattoo got infected?
Is a man. So basically,
Man.
obviously,
Worse.
the tattoo artist, after you're finished,
What?
after they're finished, sorry.
Okay, I thought you were like saying after you're finished, like ignoring my story, like I
No,
wasn't
no,
paying
no,
attention
no,
or something.
no. After the
Oh.
tattoo artist finishes the tattoo, they always explain to you, unless you've had a few, they always explain to you, like, this is what you got to do to take care of it, and this is important.
Okay.
And some people, because they're so gassed about their tattoo, they just gassed.
Yeah,
as
I know
in
what gassed
excited.
means.
I keep forgetting if in Britain.
No, people say what? No. I know because I watch
The
like
Sidemen.
the Sidemen.
Okay, I was gonna
so
say,
I know what gassed means.
Because when I say gas to my friends, they're like, "Are you tired?"
You just gassed me up. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
No.
Who does that?
Like my friends. Clearly not you guys. I talk to you guys, but
Well, I also
My real
wa-
friends.
I also
friends.
watched.
My real friends don't know
I
British
watched
slang.
the Sidemen with you, Tom.
I know that's why you get it.
I just know you always say gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are
Gas,
used to it
bro.
because I say it so much. But like, people are like, "Wait, tired or accept?" Like, anyway.
I'm gonna write down something to talk about later. Hold on. You continue your story.
The guy, the people
Me.
are very
Talk shit about
excited
me.
after they get their tattoo because it's like exciting to get a tattoo, and
Mhm.
instead of listening, they're just looking at it. You know what I mean? They're getting excited to show it off and everything, and so you're supposed to like clean it multiple times a day,
Mhm.
not let it be in the sun, not let it be in either chlorinated water or fresh water or ocean water, anything, for like multiple weeks.
You are a lifeguard.
Tom
Tommy.
does work at a pool, and he did get multiple tattoos while working at the pool.
But I planned them so that it worked out.
He is
I've
good.
done-
He's so good with his tattoos, though. He like washes it. He's like, I gotta put lotion on it. I gotta go wash. Like he just
you're
leaves.
supposed to wash it 3 times a day, and I
I
wash
don't.
it a little bit more than that. And you're supposed to then also put lotion right after, and
Well,
you
remember
can do
that-
lotion
I don't
after you
do
have to
any
wash
of
it.
that.
Remember that phase of your life, Tommy, when you would bring fucking
Oh, God,
like
what are you
mentholatum or whatever everywhere? Or what is it called?
the Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Mentholatum, isn't that for when you're like sick and
Yeah.
you like put it in like behind your ears,
would
on
always
your
have-
feet, and like in your
I would
nose?
always have, and
Yeah.
people carry around chapstick. That's kind of normal, but I would carry
Yeah.
around a little tub of Vaseline because I thought it was the best, man. And it was coconut butter. I don't.
It was
Whatever.
pretty gross. that
Cocoa
shit.
butter.
So this guy-
One.
All right.
this guy, instead of listening to all that and taking care of it,
Taking care of it. Carving pumpkins.
Hey, Aiden, are you in your dorm room carving pumpkins or what? Are you playing Uno
there's
whilst
a snore.
carving pumpkins? Ooh.
anyway, 5 days.
Sorry, Erica.
He got a big tattoo of what looks like a cross and some hands. And
What the
five,
A good Christian.
What are you looking at?
Huh? Oh, someone just made a noise upstairs.
Oh, I thought it was a ghost. Anyway,
No, it's
I never said I never said a person. I never said a live person made a noise
It's a
upstairs.
geese coming after you,
the
Tom.
geese.
I have pet geese. I also have a pet
It's
ghost.
the geeses.
5 days after he got this tattoo, he went swimming in the Gulf of Mexico, and flesh-eating bacteria got on his
It looks
skin
like a
and
shitty
killed him
tattoo.
very quickly. Well, that's because it's infected.
Oh. But it still
Well,
looks like
It's a tattoo that says "This is my life,"
I said,
Oh.
and it says, and it's like someone who died, because it's like someone's
Oh,
date, and then like a cross.
maybe he wanted to go into the Gulf of Mexico and get infected.
maybe
Oh my
maybe that's his way out.
Yeah.
Wow!
favorite
No,
thing.
no.
Oh no.
Well,
That's not what
I
she meant.
I sat by the pool.
But that
Yeah,
was
but
Did
you
go in the
also
pool?
wrapped it.
there's
Yeah,
not
but-
bacteria. You don't go
Well-
in chlorine pools because the
Chlorine.
chlorine will make your tattoo just ruined. This is bacteria that got in his skin. That won't happen from chlorine. Take care of your tattoos, kids.
Huh, a little bit of a life advice on the Be Quiet podcast.
Hell yeah.
Go get a tattoo.
Go get a
And
tattoo.
then
They're
take
dope.
care of it.
And then-
And don't be an ass.
Get them from. I'm gonna sponsor your podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Rose of No Man's Land in Woodbury.
You can say
No, I
that.
can't.
Well, okay.
Well, can't. Why not?
You just said I can't. I said you can, and you
Go
said
to-
why not?
Go to
Wait,
my-
can I say that town? I said a town. That's,
But we don't live in that town.
or do we? Perfect. Now they know.
There we go. We should just casually in some random episode say like, "Oh yeah, I was visiting this," and it's like the town we live in. Like, "Oh, we're visiting this."
Yeah.
Yeah. So people like it drives people off the scent.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It really doesn't matter at all.
No, it really doesn't.
But I like the thing is when you listen to
Lucas's
podcasts,
address is.
when you listen to podcasts and people say the names of like certain people, no one does it. But in this podcast, everybody says it, and then I get people come up to me like, "You censor a lot of your podcasts." It's like, well, that's what people. I listen to podcasts, and that's what people censor. And people say like personal like addresses and names and like their hometown and talk about shit like that. They don't do that in podcasts I listen to.
That's because this podcast is all
People from our hometown.
People from the hometown that are all like
I know,
a
but
few years apart, all in the same town. So it's
That
a
was
unique,
quite
it's a-
the sentence.
it's a
but
unique-
people are always like, "Oh, well, you don't. You always censor yourself on your podcast." And then like you get like someone like Blake Zach who is always trying to like. He's always saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna start my own podcast. I'm not gonna censor anything." It's like, oh, good for you.
Yeah, do that. See what happens. I mean, nothing that bad, but you know, it's good that you censor. I mean, obviously,
I mean,
addresses.
By the way, I don't actually not dislike. I don't actually like. I'm not actually mad at Blake Zach for saying that,
No.
even though I made it seem like that.
Every podcast is a lovely podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Crystalia.
Crystalia
we
and
watch
Joe Rogan's.
him. We watch him all the time.
Yeah, we literally watch every.
Like I'll when it comes out, we're
Well,
like,
what do you
all
think?
right.
No,
we
I'm
should
just
talk about
kidding.
this after.
I'm not trying to debate you, Tommy. I'm just
No,
I'm
there's
just
no
making a
debate.
joke.
There's no debate.
I'm just saying like
It's just like entertaining to listen to.
yeah.
And he, okay, well, you probably don't. You haven't listened to any of the new ones, right?
I've never listened to a Crystalia podcast. I've
But
listened
you just
to
know like why he got
I
canceled.
know, exactly. I've listened to him on another podcast.
So
I think.
basically, he took quite a long break off, and he like
Like a year, right?
yeah, and he like hardcore like does therapy.
Uh-huh.
And basically acknowledged a sex addiction.
Uh-huh.
Got real heavy.
Uh-huh.
Remember that
Yeah.
one person drank piss?
Yeah.
But yeah,
The episode
Uh,
where someone drinks piss.
he acknowledged his addiction and he goes to therapy and he's doing well apparently. So that's all there is about that.
Yeah.
I guess.
And but people I'm assuming are still like being dicks to him.
He gets hella views. He gets a lot of views, and a lot of people are really happy he's back. And everyone was sad. He's such a funny guy because you have to be if your podcast is just you in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Like I always think about like, do you think he's stressed as hell just to like? He just has to sit down and speak to nothing, literally.
Yeah.
For like.
I've thought about. As a joke, I was
think
going
you
to do
could
it
do
by
that.
myself.
I
I
think
think
you
I
could.
I
could.
feel like you could do that, Tom. You
That's
just
what that's what this one has been.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just been me and Tom pretty
Yeah.
much. You guys are worthless.
Like
No,
I
I'm
said, I
kidding.
just
I'll go over all.
we'd still be able to hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was gonna say, but oh yeah, Crystalia was on the roast of Justin Bieber. It was pretty funny. He said, "Baby," because this is at the time before the YouTube Rewind video came out. He said, "Baby is the most hated YouTube video that's ever existed." And if you think about it, there's also ISIS videos on YouTube. So someone watched a video of some guy getting beheaded and saying "Death to America" and thought, "Nah, this isn't as bad as Bieber and Luda in a bowling alley." And then Justin Bieber stood up and started clapping at
No,
that one.
he is
It was really funny.
He is. Have you watched any of his
No.
specials? Nothing.
Just that.
Just that. And you're like talking shit about him earlier. You're like, oh, you watch Crystalia, don't you?
Yeah.
He sucks.
But you're saying like you want to be like Crystalia. I'm like, I'm
No.
making a joke.
No,
I don't want to be
no,
like
no, no.
Crystalia.
No.
Maybe the podcast could go in a direction similar to that of.
Yeah, or Theo Von too.
Theo Von. You could, yeah.
Have you watched Theo Von's at all?
I watched the clip where Bill Burr was being a dick to him.
Bill Burr is
Bill
hilarious,
Burr. He has Bill Burr, who's a comedian, on the podcast, and he goes, "Why are you guys looking like that?"
They're looking at me, right?
No, we're looking at each other.
They're like, "Oh my god, these guys and they're stupid." Fucking. All right, you know what?
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, me and Lucas are just gonna be silent for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, you guys have anything to talk about?
No, didn't you
Yeah.
like write down a name or something?
Oh,
No, we were talking about Bill Burr, so we
I
can
could
keep
talk
going.
about this later. I wrote down Jack Dunn being a fucking idiot on here, but I don't remember what time I'm talking about.
Because you wrote the most vague thing.
Yeah. Should have wrote that down too.
Yeah. Do you have an Erica story to tell, Erica?
So anyway, Bill Burr.
Because if you don't, then I have the ultimate Erica story to tell.
Oh, let's
I
go.
want to hear it. Wait, no, I need to.
Wait,
Is it bad?
by the way,
If it's bad, we cut
there
it.
was an episode.
If it's bad, we cut it.
Oh no! This isn't bad about you. There was an episode that I did once where I told a very embarrassing story, and I said that this is the second most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. There is one story that I've been saving since episode 1.
What's this?
Since episode 1, I've had a story that I've told people, and it is the most embarrassing thing that's ever
Holy
happened to me.
fuck.
I said I'm waiting for one specific guest to be on the podcast,
Holy
That's
shit!
me,
And
and
baby.
that is
here.
Erica Henry.
Oh my
Shit.
god! I gotta
So
get
when
comfy.
when we were planning this episode, Erica says, or last week when Erica was going to be on or something like that, and she was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
I can do it
Linnea.
next week," and I'm like, "Perfect." And
Oh my
then
God.
and then this week or like yesterday, I was talking to Erica and we were like, "Oh, could we do maybe Monday?" And she's like, "Well, if you can't do it this week, then maybe I could be on some other time." And I said, "No, we can just
Yeah.
work around it." Blah blah blah.
It was very aggressive, I feel like.
Well,
It wasn't-
I wasn't
it
trying to.
wasn't
Be,
This is the story.
This is the
I
story.
was being really low key about it. I was
Episode
like,
88, whatever
I was
episode
like,
we're on.
I was like, no, it's okay. We could just. I was trying to because I haven't told you that this happened.
Oh my god.
I don't know. If I'm
Holy
praying
shit.
to God that you don't remember this because
Oh,
this is the
God.
worst.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So if you remember this, don't. Okay. So you know the story because I've told it to you, but you probably don't remember it.
I don't remember.
So when
What
I
is-
start talking about it, you guys
Like,
will.
what's the timeline?
All right. So I'll set it up. So the year was, I believe, 2018.
Okay.
Or freshman in high school.
I'm waiting to remember what it is.
And it was the weekend of the Hootenanny,
Okay.
which is a music festival in our town that raises money for the bands of our schools. And before this, I was playing Fortnite with Jack Dunn and Lukas Knoll. And so Jack Dunn says, or we're talking about the Hootenanny, and we were planning on seeing you perform at this Hootenanny, right?
Yeah.
And Jack Dunn starts talking about, or Lukas Knoll starts talking shit about it, like, oh, it's just gonna be so many people there, I don't want to go. And I was going with all the adults in my family, but no kids.
Yeah.
And so it's all the adults. And the Hootenanny closes at a certain time to where it's only adults after like 10 p.m. or something like that.
Yep.
So my mom says at 10 p.m. you can go to Jack Dunn's house, because at the phase of my life I would always go to Jack Dunn's house like pretty much every day. But coincidentally, after Lucas Cano was talking shit about the hootenanny, Jack Dunn gets sick and doesn't go.
Uh-huh.
So I don't have a ride home.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, I still don't get it.
we're all outside after you performed. You did a great job.
And I'm there.
And
yeah.
your mom was very intoxicated and was
My mom?
standing. Maybe she wasn't intoxicated. Maybe she's just weird.
Whoa, I've never even seen my
She
mom
was standing
intoxicated.
on. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she's just weird.
She is wild like me.
She was standing on top of the bar, and the bartender told her like 8 times, "Get off the bar."
What?
And she's like, "I'm taking a video of my son." They're like, "We don't get off the bar." And then like the guy would go, and then she'd come back. She's still there. They'd be like, "Get off the bar! What are you doing?"
Wow.
Damn.
That's hilarious. I did not
Anyways.
know that.
So
Oh.
we're all outside, and I'm complaining about Jack Dunn, and I don't have a ride home. And Erica Henricks, who lives very close to me,
Yeah.
says the following sentence.
Oh, God.
She goes, "I could low-key give you a ride home." Says, "Why does it have to be low-key? Why can't I tell somebody?" You said, and I was like, "Why does it have to be low-key?
And then
You
she
don't want-
winked and
you
bit her
don't
lip.
want people to know about this?" I was so embarrassed. I was like,
Oh.
No.
That's
Did she
just-
say that out loud or whisper?
"Oh, no. She said that to everyone." She goes, "Oh, I could low-key give you a ride home." And I was
I
like,
don't think it was.
I know you just...
I don't think it was meant in a mean way.
Oh, I know. Then-
I know it wasn't meant in a mean way. I was just like, oh yeah, like
I could low-key
I
give
don't
you a
know.
ride.
I could like
It's just
Yeah.
a word. It's a
Yeah.
phrase.
That, because we live very near each other.
bad word placement.
So then, our Alex Otto drives by in a truck. And at this time, a lot of girls in our grade who were friends with Erica were obsessed with Alex Otto. So all of the girls disappear into the night. And me and Tommy are
they
left.
never returned.
And me and Tommy are left alone. And we're like, where did they fucking go? And so we look.
But I was still there,
And then
wasn't
you-
I?
So we look around for them. And we find all the girls. And Erica is gone. And I'm like, fuck. So...
So it's just me.
And
you?
I'm like, well, where did Erica go? She was my only ride home. And you say, oh, I'll call her. And Erica left. So,
dude.
and then I'm like, okay, I'll just find a ride home. And Erica goes, oh no, that's okay. We'll turn around and come back. And I was like, no, don't come back.
That is-
You were like already out of town. And I was like,
You
fuck.
needed a ride home.
So then,
I was gonna
awkward.
leave
He's
you
like, oh hey, I forgot you, but here.
so then, she comes back, and I'm all nervous because me and Erica are not that close of friends. And so I'm like,
we just lived down the street.
we
from
just
each
live
other.
down the street from each other.
See? Now you're doing the thing.
The only
Yes,
time that
fix it.
Erica and I
You
interact
did the bit.
was at the yeah. You guys are bad influences
I
on
don't
me.
think
Told
we
ya.
even had like
Bongo.
what year was this? Freshman year, sophomore year?
The only time that me and Erica interact was when she's my tennis manager and she's watching me work out, and I'm very out of shape. So I'm like, Erica already thinks that, and I'm not. I didn't want to look bad in front of you.
I worked. I think I worked out with you guys.
No, you
Erica's
just told us
ripped.
what to do.
Erica's
You're like,
ripped,
I
so-
do this,
I
and you're like, do
I
push-ups, and I'm
bossed
like,
you guys
fuck.
around because I was the boys' tennis manager.
Yeah, and so I'm like, the only time I interact with Erica is when she's watching me suck at working out. And so now she has to drive back
Damn,
into
now
town
you're
to pick me
really
up.
exposing yourself.
And I'm like, oh
yeah,
no.
because this was like in the summer.
I'm
This is like the
faking
end
this.
of May, I believe.
Yes,
Like, it was
the end of May. You're right.
So then she comes back, and I'm walking. I'm like, I'm gonna look like such an
And am I
idiot.
still with you?
And you were walking with me, and you say, don't worry, Erica's mom is super nice. I open the car,
That's true.
and it's Erica and her dad.
Okay, but my dad's nice too.
Your dad is nice too.
Awkward as fuck.
Doesn't give me anything to work with, because yeah. So I get in the car, and she's in this
Whoa.
big truck, and it's, for some reason, all the seats are gone except for one. And I'm like, please tell me they didn't have all the seats down, and then they had to crawl back to open my seat up. I was like, this is the worst. So I get in the back.
I'm just watching.
And then I was like, fuck. I get in the back.
No, I remember this.
Why is it just me and you?
All
Like,
of
who
the
am I
seats-
with?
And it was me,
No one?
you, and Abby.
All of
Okay,
the
that makes
seats were
sense.
down because my dad had just gone to Menards and he was picking me up from the Hootenanny on his way home from Menards in Cottage Grove, right? Because like he goes right past. and that's why the seats were done.
And then you go, and then you're probably like, oh, we have to turn back and get this kid. Who is he? Just some kid from my school. And then your dad's like, oh, fuck. He drives back around. Oh, I guess I gotta get a seat up for him. And then I get in the back, and my phone dies. So I'm just looking, and I didn't feel comfortable. And so I don't really feel...
Everything's coming back.
I didn't really feel comfortable talking to Erica, so I'm literally just looking out the window like a fucking loser! And it was the worst!
Wait, no. I
So then...
You're just like in a movie. You're like, it's okay.
It's like it's raining and the rain is
Yeah.
slowly
Just, like,
falling down the
crying.
window.
There-
No, I don't remember it that same way. Like, okay, also, I swear you, like, asked to use my phone or something so you could call your mom.
No. I might have just said my phone died.
I really do remember.
Oh no! I had to.
calling
Oh
you.
no! That's why I had to have you call her because
what
my
I
phone was
thinking.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
why would I call you?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
why.
that's
yeah.
why. Because Tommy had to call you. So then, this is just the intro to the story, by the way. This is
Oh my god.
No,
This is
wait.
it gets
It
way
gets
worse.
better.
Oh my god.
Erica is my tennis
I
coach.
don't know this part?
My tennis manager. Oh no, I've probably told you this before. I've told a bunch of people this before. I've never talked about it in front of
I don't
Erica
remember anything more, but
because I've been saving it for a moment like this.
Once we're graduated and never have to see each other again.
No, first up could be on the podcast, then I can, use it for my own advantage. Because I would never willingly talk about this.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Continue.
So, I don't remember. Erica was like talking to me about something. She's like trying to make small talk or something. I don't remember what it was about. But then she looks and you know how like someone's in the passenger seat of a car and you look straight at the driver but your eye is still visible to the people in the back, so you can't tell if someone's talking to you or the person in the back.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what Erica said, so she goes something, and then she says boys match, and I'm like, okay. She looked like she was talking to her dad, but
Wait, hold on.
she also could have been talking to me. She also could have been talking to me. She also could have been talking to me, right? She could be talking to her dad or me. And I waited like 3 seconds for the dad to respond. Says nothing. And I go, what? And then Erica goes, I was talking to my dad.
Oh.
I'm like, so why are you talking about I thought you were talking about like boys tennis match
such
or
a
something
bitch.
like that. And I was like, fuck. So I just didn't talk the rest of the ride home.
No, is that the end of the story?
Oh no.
Okay,
my God.
continue.
So then Erica goes, oh, I think I know the way to your house. You don't need to tell me which way to go. And she takes the longest possible way home.
I wasn't driving. This is out of my control.
Okay, well, you said you know... Well, okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. You weren't driving, but you said... Yeah.
Like
You're directing your dad where to go.
Oh, okay.
And I think you're trying to, like, guess where I lived.
And were you just like in the back, like, no?
No, I didn't want to say anything. I already
should've said
messed up
something.
too much. He already went to the back, turned back, got a fucking seat up for me, and listened to me say, what? Like a fucking idiot. But I was like, why did he take so long to fucking respond?
Dads do that, dude.
And I was like,
You should have expected the dad move.
So already,
Maybe it was a trick.
my entire reputation with Erica is destroyed at this point. We're
Erica's
driving
One
back.
second. Erica's like talking to her dad, like, just wait 1 second. Wait for him to respond.
Let's see if he
Yeah.
acts like a bitch.
Yeah.
Let's see how stupid.
I
we
wouldn't
can
be
make
surprised
him
if they
sound.
planned this out.
Oh my
Because
God,
then,
no.
we're right in front of my house. Oh no. Right in front of my house. And I notice that both of my garbage cans are knocked over into the ditch. And I'm like, we look like the most white trash family ever. Because I was
If it's
like,
windy, then like.
and so
A
then
windy
I
May
said,
day.
I was like, oh, I don't know why those garbage cans are knocked over. And Erica goes, oh yeah, ours were knocked over too. It could have been like the wind or something. And my response to that was, or it could have been the garbage can bandit. And Erica and her dad, plain face, did not react to the joke at all. And I'm just like,
The garbage can.
Dude, I wouldn't eat
it was such a casual joke, not even like a, oh yeah, huh.
Yeah, I was like,
Or anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm like thinking,
wow.
oh no, please tell me they didn't hear that. Not that they actually think that that's a real thing. That,
They're like, no, it probably wasn't.
that's not a real thing.
Yeah,
Excuse
question.
me, that doesn't exist.
Is that the end of the story now?
Almost.
Okay,
Please tell me you
continue.
like trip on your way into the house.
And then he pisses. And then he pisses.
Please tell me we helped you pick up your garbage.
I didn't pick up the garbage. It was like garbage cans knocked over at the end of the driveway. I
Oh,
have a
there
long
wasn't
driveway.
garbage in it.
Oh no. There was no
Okay,
Oh, the
garbage.
garbage
It was like
can
the
fairy
empty.
cleaned him up.
Fuck you!
Yes.
That's what I should have done is just been like, no
you
response.
should've.
Like I looked up at the rearview mirror and Erica's face just like she like looks up and then doesn't say anything. I'm like,
The garbage can bandit.
so then I get up to the driveway and I was like, all right, thank you for the ride. I get out and unfortunately I'm on the
The
right.
driveway feels like the longest road
Yes.
ever.
Unfortunately, I feel like I was on the right side of the car, which I got in on the left side, so I had to crawl across the thing. But I had to get out and then walk in front of their car
So
to get to my
bitch.
house.
So
and
bitch.
I look up and I'm right in front of the thing. I look up and I like do like a little wave like this,
Yeah.
see ya. Erica looks up from her phone and looks right back down.
Wow.
And does not wave or do anything.
Oh, no.
And so I got in the house and I was just like, I'm the biggest fucking loser ever in the world.
That's so sad.
No, I didn't do that, did I?
Do you know what would have
But
been
wait,
funny?
wait,
Oh,
wait.
Okay, not done yet.
Sorry. Do you remember that at all? Do you remember me saying
No.
that?
I don't remember.
Thank.
Garbage can bandit.
Great.
That's good.
That's all.
why I just
That's been
laughed.
holding in my head for 3 years
That's why I
now.
just
Yeah,
laughed so
'cause-
hard. I did not. Okay, I didn't really.
What would have been the best ending to that story if she didn't react to the story at all? She's
Yeah.
like, oh, sorry.
None of us laughed at it.
I would have
I don't
probably just
remember
quit
it
the
at all.
Probably
podcast.
just turn off.
I'd quit the podcast and then
Okay.
just not talk to you ever
Nice.
again.
I get up and go, that's why I wasn't supposed to be your friend.
He's like, all right, well, this
Well,
is the
that's
end.
the end of the podcast.
So
right
what were
there.
what were you gonna say then?
Okay, I don't remember it like that, but one thing I do remember, I don't know if you remember this. My dad was drinking a strawberry shake.
Really?
That's
Wow.
it? That's the one thing you remember?
No, I remember that whole story now that he tells me. But like, I don't.
Do you remember the wave?
You've never told me the
don't-
end of that, by the way.
I don't remember
I
the
just remember-
garbage can bandit, and I do not remember the wave because I feel like I would have waved back.
Oh, my
It's
parents
like-
love that story.
What
In
would've
fact,
been more
when I told them
awkward-
who's coming on the podcast this week, I said Erica Hendricks, and they say, because I have a lot of people that they have to remember a lot of names. They're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Garbage Can Bandit," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
So
alright.
that's how they know who Erica
She
is.
is the garbage can bandit. She knocked the garbage can.
What if it
over.
was Erica?
Just to
that's
make
the
you look-
ultimate.
I go down the streets knocking garbage cans.
Just to make you look like a dumbass.
I looked like quite
Next
the dumbass.
time your garbage can's knocked over, it was the garbage can bandit.
I think I drew like a little picture of the Garbage Can Bandit and sent it to people because so many people love that story.
That's an
But I told
incredible
the
story.
Did you
What?
use my name?
Huh? When I tell the story, yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
people
Oh,
don't
by
like
the
me.
way, this is another layer to the story. A couple, maybe 2 or 3 years later, well, not 2 or 3 years later, maybe like a year later, I was just outside of my house and the garbage cans got knocked over again. And I put a picture on my story that says, "If you know, you know." And it was the garbage cans knocked over. And the first person that saw it was Erica.
Wow.
It had one view and it
she
was
was
Erica.
waiting because she knocked it out.
She is the Garbage Can Bandit.
I was like, I'm feeling he's gonna post this one on his story.
What would have been more awkward is like you say like, "Oh, thank you" at the end, like before you close the door and they don't hear it, and then they like roll down the window like,
Yeah.
"What? What'd you say?"
Wait, what?
Oh,
And then you trip and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if the garbage
I'm
was full of
I'm kind of
shit.
surprised you. Yeah, I was gonna say at first when you said the garbage cans were knocked over, I'm like, ooh, I really hoped we helped you pick up all the garbage. Like that would have been unfortunate.
You
If we would have
accidentally-
just left you at the end of the driveway.
You
with all the
Yeah, no,
garbage.
it was very light because there was no garbage in it, so then the wind could
Okay.
easily knock them down.
you accidentally toot in the side of the car.
That was the worst. I was like, I was
And they
literally,
don't say
Your
anything.
dad
I was
passed
literally
us out.
scared to do this podcast yesterday because I was like, I can't. If I fuck up if she doesn't laugh at the story, then it adds to the
Yeah.
Garbage Can Bandit lore of me fucking up the whole.
Is that why you had me? Because you know I would laugh at your story? 'Cause
Well,
I'm
I
I'm
knew.
laughing at it.
I was like, I wanted Erica and Tommy because you were
Yeah.
the person who called her.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
that makes
okay.
sense.
You really thought that through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice work.
I literally was at Willem's grad party and I was talking to Linnea or someone like that. I'm like, or maybe it was Linnea or maybe it was someone else. I was like, I really want to have Erica and Tommy on the podcast. I can tell the garbage can bandits.
Yeah.
That's like my number one story.
That was
Wow.
a good
And
story.
what episode is this?
Okay, first
88.
of all, I'm so sorry that you had a ride in a car with.
Oh no! Thank you for the ride.
And you've had to ride in the car with just my
Erica
dad, of
would
course.
literally 4 years
drive.
later. He's
That was-
saying
That was
thank you
last
for
time,
the
could've been-
or was that?
No, because he was like talking to me, and I knew it was only me and him, so I knew he was talking to me.
Okay,
It was
so
Tommy. I had to go get a ride back home from Tommy's grandma's, and for some reason we decided to split up, and so only Tommy's dad. Gave me a ride
I
home.
do not know why that.
It was really weird. No Tommy or Aiden or anyone was there.
It was just him and my father.
That was the day we came up with the Be Quiet podcast. I said we should start a podcast and call it the Be Quiet podcast.
And then I said no.
Jack Dunn said that's a great idea. Aiden said that's a great idea. And Tommy said no. And Aiden then said no because he copies everything Tommy does.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Aiden. We know you're listening to this.
Yeah,
Aiden?
We know you're listening to this from your shitty fucking extra large shit twin bed in your ASMR. You might as well just stop listening to ASMR and just play this podcast over and over again because it's just for you.
Podcast.
In your no air conditioned dorm room.
Damn.
Watch it like not pick up because the microphone's on this side.
No. There's one here. And
That was
one here.
pretty
okay.
low. What's the lowest note you can sing? Okay?
That was Erica, by the way.
Guarantee Lucas has the lowest note
Oh, for sure.
because he's the best bass.
The teacher says I'm tied with Ben Witt as the lowest bass in our choir.
I feel like you're lower. No.
No, his natural speaking voice is really low.
But I can also go lower than both of you because of cheating, because of the Mongolian stuff.
What?
The Mongolian throat
Oh,
singing
yeah.
is cheating, but like straight
Nothing
up.
like-
You know what I hate about having a low voice?
Ah.
Is that I also don't have a high voice. Because some people can sing high and low, but my vocal range is poop. So if I'm, like, for example, you know the song,
I was raising my hand because I
The
can.
national anthem.
you know the song Hey There Delilah?
Can you?
Yeah.
I can sing every word of that song on the high octave, except
Oh.
for it's what? I can't do that. So if I'm singing that song, I can go either the whole song on the high octave and then voice crack on what, or I can sing the whole song on a low octave and have it sound like shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what part is what in the
Oh.
where?
Can I tell you a funny thing about Carl? A funny Carl story?
Oh, thank you. I was like,
Can I tell you a funny Carl story?
Yeah.
So you know how he sang at the variety show?
Yep.
He sang the pontoon.
Of course I
in
remember that.
In the dress rehearsal, I was talking
Yes.
to him, and
Please
I was like, so are you gonna? Because it's actually kind of high. Like I was like, so are you gonna sing it up an octave or down an octave? And then he was like, I don't know. I feel kind of bad because he did a good job. Like it was
yeah.
good. I
Oh,
enjoyed
yeah.
it, but. The first verse, Carl, sorry, was not great. Just because of you probably couldn't hear us, but he was like, "Oh, I'm probably just gonna sing it somewhere in between." I was like, "What do you mean?" I didn't say, "What do you mean in
can't-
between?" You can't sing it in between.
Just
That's
fix
what
the-
we got.
Because then we have to
Just
do a
takes a
whole new.
random note.
He's like, I'm just gonna do it in a different key, and then you're like,
Yeah.
we're playing the fucking music for you,
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah, we're playing it in this key, so you gotta sing it in this octave or the other one. But the first verse, he just like we had to stop because he couldn't. I just think he couldn't hear it, but he banged it afterwards and sang it down. But yeah, it's just funny that he was like, "Well, probably somewhere in between."
Was he
Yeah.
just gonna like pick a note from the sky or?
I don't
that's
know.
kind of what he did the first time. But then again.
Oh, were you were there for the dress rehearsal?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
sitting in the audience.
But then, yeah, he just sang it down for the actual show and it banged.
No,
That was
Carl
that was
killed
the
it.
highlight of my
Yeah.
show. That
Oh,
was,
for sure.
That was the
He
most.
Because
killed
it's like
it.
a recurring joke that it came back.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And yeah.
And we like
Ouch,
just playing
Tom.
it for him was really fun.
What did you? Was it?
I played with okay, listen. That was actually
Nope.
hard for me.
Nope.
Your song was very difficult for me. That's why I didn't like it as much.
Are you? Why?
Because it was just solo guitar and it was finger picking, and I don't finger pick that much.
Oh.
Pontoon is 3 chords, and Carl was making me laugh during the performance.
Yeah, he's so.
You could probably see me just in the background, like.
It's okay, Banda.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, I thought of the second part of the Erica story.
Oh.
There's a second
God.
Because
part.
I was
You mean
like,
the 90th part.
yeah, because I was literally like, I was like imagining like if I saw, because I went to a grad party, I was like, what if I saw the dad there? What would I remember if he recognizes
He would
me?
not remember you.
Oh,
He
different.
doesn't. He barely knows who like my very
Oh,
very
really?
closest friends are right now
That's
good for
because
me.
he's a rock.
I bet
Do you think after I got out of the car, he said he like, that kid was a
Ad
fucking
rock.
loser?
No, I think he was just like, oh, he was really nice. Or,
Really?
like, he said something good. It wasn't bad at all. Like
He said something about me? He made a
was-
really funny joke that I didn't laugh at, but it was really funny.
Dad jokes. No, he was just like I don't know.
It's like right back at you. You guys did
I
laugh
think
at
he
my
was
bandit joke.
I think he was like, "Oh, what's that kid's name again?" And I was like, "Lukas Hansen." And then he was like,
My
"Oh,
dad
Don't say names on the podcast.
fuck you, podcast."
My
Oh,
dad
that's
likes
funny.
you.
Mike
Really?
is Mike is a legend.
If I told my dad that story, he'd be like, "Oh, you're that kid." I don't know if he'd remember the garbage
Oh, I
man
didn't
bit.
The garbage.
You can do it,
I
yeah.
don't think anyone remembers
And then you,
that
like,
part
get
of the
close.
story.
Or wait, I forgot to tell.
Shit.
When I was going to a grad party, I was having trouble parking.
You
And
told me that.
I found a spot to park. I think I've told you this.
This is also an embarrassing
And
story.
exactly. And I'm literally walking up to the, like, across all the cars, and I'm like, because she had a bunch of cars parked in like the ditch or whatever in front of her house, and I'm walking to her house, and I'm like, I didn't know the addresses. I knew roughly where she lived, and I knew like there's like decorations in front of this house. I'm like, okay, this is, and then I'm thinking to myself like, and I said out loud to myself, I'm like, I can't remember if I got invited to this party or not. And right as I say that, I'm walking by a literal someone getting out of their car. And I was like, fuck me. It's always Erica Henricks. Every time.
I have
And it was like, luckily it was like the Amazon guy.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
the Amazon man came in the middle of my grad party. Isn't that
there was
iconic?
someone okay, so like you know how you had to like park in the ditch or whatever for your party?
Yeah.
There was someone I literally walked past a car. There was someone like their car was sitting like on the bumpers. Like their wheels weren't on the ground. I was like, how did it get there?
Really?
Was it a big
yeah.
car or a small car?
No, it was like a tiny car. It was just like sitting on the bumpers like in the like
No,
I was like, how do you get out?
But they
Someone
got out.
parked their fucking Corvette right on the street or away from everyone else.
Well,
Corvette.
It was a little red Corvette.
I can't say
It actually
what
was.
that is.
little.
Do you know who it is?
I can't say I do.
Oh, I think
I
so. You
know
don't know
if it
what
was-
that is.
What is that?
There's a song.
Yeah, Tommy.
Do you know
tell
that, Tommy?
us. What's a Corvette?
Little red Corvette. That's why I said that.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
I wasn't like that. I didn't just garbage can bandit myself again. By the way, just letting you guys know, it was like it was a joke for my dad to laugh at when he listened
Too
to the
bad the
podcast.
garbage can wasn't tipped over at the top of my driveway for my grad party. You would have probably turned around and walked home. You'd been like, I'm done with this.
I've been like, hey, did you see your garbage can was knocked over?
And I'd be like, what the fuck? That's so funny.
I've told like Hallie and people that, and I said,
that story.
don't tell Erica that happened because I hope that she doesn't remember it. And
No, I remember it.
Oh, I remember. No, but you don't remember me saying garbage can bandit, which
No,
is
I
the
don't.
most awkward thing.
But no, I do.
The most. I'll tell it real quick because the most awkward thing the second most that I talked about on the podcast was, it was Eagle Bluff, and it was like when we were doing the night walk, and we do like shit where we would like go into the woods and like jump out and scare people, and
They found the garbage can.
yeah, the garbage can bandit murdered a bunch of people with the garbage can lid. They should do an episode of Sesame Street where Oscar and the garbage can bandit have to fight. He's trying to knock over the Oscar's house.
YouTuber
Wait,
boxing night.
is the
Sesame
garbage
Street
can
boxing.
bandit from Sesame Street?
No,
No,
it's a
he's-
character I made up on the
Okay.
spot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the garbage can bandit.
I was gonna
Erica's
say.
like, what does it look like?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah, I have a picture. It is Erica Henry.
Look at her.
I'm the garbage
What
can
were you saying
bandit.
about
Okay,
first-
continue your
Anyways,
story.
what was I thinking about?
the Eagle Bluff scare?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I was doing it with Gunner Super, and we were like going like running ahead of the whole class and like jumping out and scare people because you couldn't see anything, and we were like scaring each other like we never really get scared. And I went up behind him and I put my hand on his face. I'm like, I'm going to kill you, something like that. And he turns around and it was Jade Fletcher.
Oh my god!
And she was like, what the fuck?
As she should.
And I was like, oh my god.
And then you got sent home.
And then nope.
Nope.
Surprisingly, that's the second worst grabbing incident that happened at
Yep.
Eagle Bluff
Yeah.
that year.
Uh huh.
Yep.
I'll tell you that after.
Yeah. Once we click stop.
So that was the second most awesome thing that's ever happened to me. Very
We got
embarrassing.
all the embarrassing stories
Yeah.
on this podcast.
I should that episode is called like Lucas's cringiest moment. I should retitle that Lucas's second cringiest moments.
You have so many good opportunities of what to name this one.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
Like the garbage can bandit.
the garbage can bandit.
I don't know.
It oh yeah, I'll probably like have some like never mind. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, surprise us.
God damn it.
When you
I'm so happy that I finally got that off my
you
chest.
you are like
I've been
relieved.
saving that
feels
for.
so much
I've
relief.
been saving that
so
for 3
good
years.
tonight.
Like, after 4 years, I can finally sleep in
What if
peace.
what if that wasn't recording the entire time, so I had to retell the story? I probably would have cried and then.
Yeah.
That was a 20-minute story, solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get the whole introduction to the story of like why I needed a ride home and like
Yeah.
why like
Yeah.
like the
I
whole
had
like
left because, like, I remember my friends went somewhere else, and I was like...
to go
oh,
talk
no.
to Alex.
I was like, I probably shouldn't do that.
I
So-
Erica
thought
would
that
literally
story
You guys all
drive to,
disappeared,
like-
and then you were the only one gone. I'm like, fuck.
Erica
I
would
wanna-
drive half the country to like come pick you up now. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's no big deal. I'll just be there in a minute."
Yeah. And then it's her and her dad.
Yeah, I thought that story was over like 4 different times. 'Cause it was
Oh
such a
yeah,
good-
no, it
that
kept
shows
getting
it's
worse.
a good story.
It kept
That
getting
was
worse
good,
and
yeah.
worse and worse.
And, like, it was I don't think we were that far out of town. I don't know.
I think you were like out of. Yeah, it would have probably taken you like 5 minutes to get back,
Yeah, that's not bad.
but it still
And I
was
was,
embarrassing
like-
for me.
I
who
think I was,
needed
like-
a ride.
I don't know.
I'd never talked to you before.
I feel like I kind of, like, lost you. Like, you went somewhere else, maybe. And so...
Or you went somewhere else, and
Or I
so-
did, and I, like, didn't tell
What are you doing, Tom?
And I was like, oh, like, you know, and then I was kind of just like, oh, like, I'll just go home, I guess. But then Tommy called me, and I remember I missed the first call.
Yep, you did.
Yeah,
Or, like,
I-
the first couple.
And I was like, sorry, bro.
And then you started
panicking.
texting me, and there were, like, 5 texts. And so then I called you back, and I was like, what? That's probably how I answered
and I was
the phone.
I was literally like, okay, I'll just find a different ride home. I'll just
And
because
then,
and then I was like waiting for someone
I
to be
wanted
like,
to help
and
you.
I was like,
I was literally waiting for someone to be like, oh yeah, we're having people over at my house. I thought someone would do that, but they decided that after this, no one would talk to each other after. It's 10 p.m. It's too late. It's Friday night.
or
10
they just didn't
10 p.m.
invite you.
No, I don't. Well, it could have been. That'd have been
No, because
adding to the
I didn't.
awkwardness.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but literally, someone always.
I didn't know what was going on
Abby
either.
would host, or someone would host, or like Jack Dunn should have just fucking. Fuck you, Jack Dunn! You ruined my life.
You made me sit in a car with Erica for 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, me and Abby were still there, so
Yeah.
it's not like there were anything was going on.
Here's a question:
She would have been
Are you
invited.
mad that now the ride is not low key? Because I just talked about it on the podcast. Because you said you could
Yeah.
low key give me your
Yeah,
home.
so
Are
Okay,
you
I
mad
don't
that it's
think-
no longer
I
low
don't
key?
think I meant low key in that way. I was just like,
You're
oh,
talking
We were
about the
talking
Marvel
like a middle,
superhero.
We were just talking
I
like a
can
middle
just-
schooler.
Yeah,
I had that
literally.
phase.
Fuck! I just did it again.
You did the garbage can minute again.
She was like, I wasn't meaning low key like that. I'm like, you mean the Marvel character?
Oh,
and no one laughed.
Low key.
It was too quick. I
didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
Well, you were
If I
talking.
would have heard it, I would have laughed.
Yeah. Good joke.
Same
No,
with
What's
I
Erica
think-
Hendricks' favorite Marvel villain? Low key.
Oh hell yes!
What the fuck?
Oh,
You never
hell
seen
yeah.
that clip of Jeff Bezos?
He doesn't watch the
Oh.
congratulations podcast.
I think I did see that. I think I've seen that clip
No, I'm gonna play
on
it.
like a PewDiePie video or something.
No, I think I was
We
just
also watch
talk-
PewDiePie.
I think I was just talking like a middle schooler in that moment, and I was like, you know, maybe trying to be a little bit cool. I was like, I can low key give you a ride home, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Keep it
at
on.
all.
Keep it on the DL.
the clip
I love how it's
I
like,
don't want to be friends.
it's
with
like, oh
you.
yeah, I can do that, and then her dad pulls up. It's like, okay, hop in.
A lot
Like,
of people have when I
Well,
told
what
Kyle
do you
that-
think I'm gonna
but like,
drive?
no, but that was so like to be a middle schooler or like before you get your license. That shit is so embarrassing when you're like, okay, my mom's gonna drop us off, and then she has to come pick us up later, and then
Yeah.
you just have to wait
Yeah.
for your parents to get there.
You awkwardly wait, and when your mom is the last one to get there, you're like,
Yeah,
because you live so far out of town.
Yeah.
You're like,
One time, my mom forgot me at the high school for like 2.5 hours. She was like, sorry. I went home after work and then realized you weren't home.
I honestly question like that's
And
why
my
I'm thinking.
phone
Jesus,
died.
did you know that while you're on your $1 billion space vacay, hardly paying federal taxes, there are still hundreds of thousands of people starving and homeless in America?
Hell yes.
But also that okay, I didn't know that clip was gonna be fake.
Yeah.
That was out of context. The actual.
Oh, well, duh.
Yeah.
No one he would
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
Obviously. The actual question was like something about space.
It's just a well, hell yes.
And he's wearing his watch on the outside of his.
You
space
just garbage can bandited yourself by doing that.
Fuck.
No one knew what you're talking about when you said,
When I said
yes.
hell yes? Oh hell yes.
Well, the boys know.
Yeah.
You
I feel
know,
like
you know.
I
I
know,
know, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Dumbass.
Oh.
I just did it again.
Hell
Garbage can
yes.
bandited myself.
Oh hell yes.
You're
Sorry.
so loud.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe that.
You've done this.
I got that one.
I can't believe you.
Adam.
When you go on a long car drive, do
Yeah.
you watch a movie or do you listen to music?
Neither.
I will
Willem
look at my
watches
phone.
movies.
I'm about to tell him about that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that
Willem
that's what
watches
you were
movies?
gonna do.
We drove.
You drove.
I drove 36 hours total,
With Willem.
and Willem has the headphones that are on ear,
Uh-huh.
and it's not like there's a ring.
Uh-huh.
It's the flat thing that goes around the outside.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a foam
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. It's
And
like
they
my
go around the
headphone.
back.
Yeah.
And they're like those.
Willem
Sony-
always has some weird thing, like his mouse that
his
isn't a
ball
mouse.
We made him get rid of that, by the way.
Oh, thank fuck. That's
Yeah.
so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, and it
it's so,
sucks.
what the what is wrong with
he
you,
sucked
Willem?
ass at Valorant, so we were like, dude, get a real mouse.
What the fuck? I seriously, he were recording a fucking Minecraft Let's Play in like 8th grade, and he has that fucking ball mouse, and we were
Hey,
like, what are you? Huh?
Don't shit on my prom date.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You're the best.
Anyway, yeah, that
Just kidding,
stupid
I'm
fucking
kidding.
ball mouse, and he couldn't play
You're just not the
FPS
best?
shooters because
No, you are the best.
your thumb, dude.
Yeah.
So
It's like you're
we made
playing
him
with a
get rid of that.
controller.
And he also has really nice Bluetooth Sony over-ear noise canceling headphones.
Uh-huh.
Made Bose. Doesn't use them because he thinks they're uncomfortable. So he uses the ones that just press against your ears. Don't comfortably sit around your ear cartilage. They just press on there.
He's the shitty ones.
They're like the ones
And-
you
and
get
they
in
go
those
like
Ziploc
this,
bags at
like the
high school.
NCAA or not NCAA. Or what are they? What is it? NWEA tests that you have to take? Where they give you those
NWEA.
shitty,
Yeah, where
Yeah,
they give
hearing
it to
test.
them in a
Hearing
dirty
test?
Ziploc
it's
bag.
like the ones at
in a-
school.
in
like
a-
Beats by Carlos.
hearing
Yeah,
test. Hearing and
they
vision?
give them to you in a cloudy Ziploc bag.
They are. It's true.
Yeah.
What is wrong with those bags? Those bags used to have cocaine in them, and then they
Those
got.
bags have so
And anyway,
much
he
in them.
wore those. I kid you not. Maybe he had them off for maybe 5 or 10 minutes,
And what was he doing?
and he
Watching
was. These are what
movies.
they are. I don't know if you want me to send you this to put it on
Oh,
the screen.
yeah. Send me that. I'll write the time down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Holy fuck.
But he was watching Star Trek for the whole fucking time, TV, and like
He was talking about that on last
every
podcast for a
third.
little
Oh,
bit.
I was gonna say it. Did he talk about that? What did
Yeah.
he say about that? Did he say
Oh,
how?
he just said there was a very inappropriate episode, and then he said something I had to bleep.
Oh god, he like did he tell you that every few hours I would like, or every like maybe like half hour I would like lean
Puke?
back from driving and be like, yeah, I did puke, but I'd lean back from driving and be like, hey Willem, you still watching? And then I'd insert some like just random dumb bullshit joke. It's not or show. It's not really that funny.
Like
actually.
Jillian Michael's Fitness Ultimatum.
Yeah, like that. When you did that, I would be like, "Hey, you still watching Zootopia?" And then he'd be like,
That's
"Yep,"
a good movie.
and then he'd be like, "Yep," and not take them off. And like
I
we'd be
just
having
think
full
that's Spiral.
conversations too.
Hey, Willem, you still
And I'm
watching
just-
Mom
Same.
or Mars
Oh,
Needs
wait, you
Moms?
guys saw-
Yeah, it would be shit like that.
Were we actually?
When I was in
No,
eighth
because
grade,
it was
we
my.
were-
Like,
it was
that's
my 8th
incredible
grade year.
that he
I
did
didn't
that. I
get
didn't
it
wanna
till
hear
that
about
grade.
that.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
having
yeah,
two different
same
conversations
time.
here.
Yeah,
This
that
is awkward.
sucks. That sucks.
We used to watch movies on car rides, and we'd have literally a screen that would go over the back, like someone's headrest, the driver's
Yeah.
headrest. So what did Willem have? Did he just like look at his phone?
Yeah, so he just like leans against the window, hunched over on his phone with those shitty earbuds.
What an asshole.
And we are well, it's not that. I mean, it's a long drive, so we don't have to be talking the whole time. And we made like a huge thing of like we're all music nerds, obviously.
Yeah.
So we made a huge notes app. I'll show you that was just sick
Songs.
albums we all contributed, full albums that we
Oh,
think
okay.
every song, like pretty much every song is good. That's every line is an album, by the way. Those are all albums we
Damn.
think are good of all different genres. We got like Kendrick Lamar,
Like,
on
and they
there.
listen to the
And we have
full
like
thing
we have
through.
yeah, like start to finish. We have like metal. We have
Did you listen to the whole thing more than once?
Kendrick Lamar, Snarky Puppy, Fleetwood Mac stuff. Just every genre, pretty much. What do you mean? Listen to an album over?
No. Like the whole that list. Did you get through it and then you're like, well, fuck, we're out?
No, it was.
Or did you?
We didn't. This wasn't enough actually. We had to listen to one more, so we almost had it
okay.
perfect.
Damn.
And I had like I have a randomizer app, so I just say like I like give one of
Sick.
the guys. I'd be like, hey, which one's next? Bonk. It's like the Black Album, Metallica, or something like that.
All right.
And so like he has those little headphones, and we're like blasting music too, and they're not sound canceling, so you
Yeah.
probably can barely hear what he's trying to listen to.
Kirk or beam me up, Scotty, and it's just
It's
like.
like-
It's
It's like. Sorry for the sound
All
effect.
right.
Anyways, I remember what Jack Dunn was being dumb at.
Okay.
So you ever have like a moment where, oh my god, I just.
What is that?
I planned about talking about this, and I planned out like what my intro is gonna be. Like I remember I was gonna talk about this, and I was just like, because I was telling someone else about this the other day, and the start of this introduction to the story is: you ever have a moment where you tell a joke and someone doesn't register that it's a joke?
Yep. So here we go.
Yeah. I've had 2 of these moments.
Yep.
One of them was when I got a ride home from Erica Henricks.
Oh my god.
The second time
Was.
I'm glad I'm so iconic in your life. I've shaped you into
Oh
the person
yeah.
you are today.
Oh for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Oh for sure.
Oh, for sure. Guess what state we live in? Washington. I love Washington.
Yeah, I love
I love
Washington
when it's
State.
cloudy all day.
I love the
Washington,
Washington
DC.
football club or team.
I
Fuck.
love Washington,
We don't live in
D.C.
Washington, D.C. We live in Washington.
No, I thought it was Washington, D.C.
I
Oh.
thought
she's
we were
talking
talking
about
about
Washington
Canada.
State.
Oh, right. The Pentagon's
just
right down the
confusing them.
street.
I thought
It's
we were talking
confusing.
about the state of Canada.
I thought. Shut the fuck
No, Washington, like the state, and then I said I love the Washington football team.
Me too.
'Cause they're not-
they
that's what
aren't
they're
racist
called.
anymore.
Yeah, no, it's. Anyways, so me, me and Marcus are like best friends, kind of,
Yeah.
but like, and Borndale and Jack Dunn are best friends, but like me and
Low-key?
Jack Dunn are low-key second best friends,
Low-key.
kind of.
I got you.
That's-
But it's like
Marvel
it's
character.
basically like tied. So
Yeah.
no one really cares.
Yeah,
just kind of
we're
like a thing
dudes.
that exists.
Yep.
So we're playing Fortnite. It's me, Borndale, and Jack Dunn. Me and Jack Dunn. We say a lot of stupid like jokes,
Ew.
like our inside jokes, and no one else gets.
Wow.
So there's this YouTube channel we used to watch that would like pronounce things weird. Like they'd say like it'd be like ranking all the Fortnite fucking locations. Of, like,
Watch
Pleasant-
Mojo.
No, they'd be like, it's got number 1 is Pleasant Park. It's the best location in Fortnite. It's Pleasant Park is what it's actually called.
Yeah.
So me and Jack Dunn kept saying, we're going. Well, let's line up Pleasant Park. Gotta go to Pleasant Park. Go get a golden scare.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And Bornell hates our inside jokes. So I said something along the lines of, and Jack Dunn's like, Bornell, why you hate our jokes? I'm like, Bornell's just mad because he thinks I'm taking the best friend slot away from you. And Jack Dunn,
Oh god.
serious, goes, that is not at all why he's mad. And Bornell's like, yeah, Hanson, why I would never do that. Why do you think I would do that? I'm like, and I couldn't tell if they were joking, so I'm
That's
like,
what Jack Dunn thinks
I was like,
too,
I don't
though.
know. And then a couple days later, Jack Dunn goes, remember when Lucas thought that Borndale was like, or like Borndale was like jealous of us, Lucas? Remember when you said that? And Borndale was like, yeah, that was kind of weird, Lucas. of you
Jack
to-"
Dunn will switch.
And I'm like,
Watch out.
what? I was fucking joking.
Yeah.
I was like, you got. So that was why I was mad at Jack Dunn.
Is that a record player?
Yep. It was like National fucking Vinyl Day the other day or something. So my dad like made a Snapchat or Instagram post or something like that.
Does he have a collection?
Yeah, so it's kind of.
All
He was
right
listening
there.
to Beastie Boys.
Is Fleetwood Mac in there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways,
What's the longest podcast you ever had?
I know what episode number it was, but I don't know how long it was. It was episode 26, and it was with me, Jack Dunn, McCoy, and Fura.
Was it over 2?
It was not over 2. It was like an hour and 58 minutes,
Okay.
or like
Well-
50 something minutes.
Remember the time you told me you didn't know how long it was though, and then you just now told me it was an hour and 58 minutes.
I'm gonna fucking strangle you.
At least you didn't drink piss. You posted on Facebook.
At least I didn't do that.
That's what I'm gonna for the rest of my life. If anything bad happens to me, I'm like, well, at least I didn't drink
And now
piss.
admit a little bit of tasting. It's like why would
Yeah.
why wouldn't you like smell it?
Yeah.
It
Doesn't
smells
it smell
like piss.
piss? Yeah.
Or if you see a cup of
Why do you feel the need to know what it
like,
is?
it could
just-
have been poison.
get rid of it, dude. Just get rid of it right away.
There is
Right
so
away.
many
To
wrong.
sip it, you have to get past the smell.
Yeah. I can't even like if shit smells bad that I know it's good, I won't drink it. But they didn't know what it was, dude.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I thought that was so funny.
It could be a joke though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But probably not.
But probably
Facebook,
not.
On Facebook, no. On Instagram, yes.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
But the people in these communities are fucking idiots. My
What do you
dad
mean,
complains all
these
day.
communities.
Yeah. I don't mean like that.
These communities.
The people in these communities have gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Not to get political or anything.
Not to get political, but
Drinking piss?
drinking
Hey,
piss
okay.
is super.
I have never drank piss in my life. All of the crooked Hillary Democrats think that I drink piss. It was only one time they left it on the doorstep of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It was a yellow liquid. I didn't know what was inside.
All of these people say I drink piss. I have never drinking even 1 ounce of piss.
That's one time. Me and Jack Dunn were doing impressions of Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden like debating, and Bernie Sanders, his entire we had a bit where Bernie Sanders' entire reason for why you should elect him president is that he's never once in his life said the N-word, and he's like, I have never said the N-word. Even when reading Huck Finn, I skip past all the N-words. And Jack Dunn was saying that, and then our choir teacher walked right behind him like a cartoon, and he kept saying, I have never said the N-word. And the teacher was just like crossing his arms. He's like, what the? I'm like, turn around, Jack Dunn. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
So should we wrap this episode up?
Yeah.
All right.
That was a solid episode.
Oh yeah.
That's the most I've laughed, I think, during an episode.
Really?
But I don't know, not to throw shade at.
You wouldn't tell from
That's
the.
so.
You throw shade at
Not
Aiden.
to-
You were
Yeah.
on the floor laughing. Have you ever done that before?
I was on the floor laughing during now?
What?
During this
Well,
podcast?
yeah.
I didn't get on the floor. I just leaned over.
You were
maybe.
kind
You
of on
were
the floor.
kind of comfy
You were
on
rough
that.
during.
During the garbage can ban.
Yeah, you were like.
Yeah, when you said garbage can. Or,
You must have heard
The
that.
laughs
No,
after the
I had
garbage
not.
can ban.
You haven't
I've
told
never
me
heard
that.
it.
well, of course you haven't.
I've never heard of it.
Of course.
Just kidding, I'm the OG.
I'm not.
Should
Even
we
though
end
we're
it with
cousins.
I talked about you a couple weeks ago on the podcast, by the way.
Oh,
I was
really?
talking. I was complaining. This is the last thing we talk about. I had
I was
Molly
complaining
Barker on the
about you.
podcast, and I was complaining the entire episode. Basically, it was called like the meanest teacher we've ever had, and it was the gym teacher at our elementary school that you were at for like a year.
Yeah.
And I talked about how.
3.
Huh?
I was there for 3 years.
I was there for 7, but who's keeping track?
Okay.
I was talking about how in my last year of being there, she got so fed up with people complaining about the teams that she made us pick the teams. Like we had to literally.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't she get cancer?
Oh.
She did,
Why'd
but
you laugh?
she's still alive. We talked about that on the
that's
podcast
good
too.
Good for her. She beat
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah.
We talked about that on the podcast too about
But-
how I went to her cancer benefit and then she still hates me for some
That's
reason.
why she left, though.
Yeah,
It was so sad.
yeah. Well,
But she
I
is
wasn't
still
there, so I
living.
wouldn't know.
She is still living. She is healthy. All good things.
But yeah, I said when I remember you and this other girl were new, so to be nice, I picked you from whatever team I was on.
I don't remember.
Because we had to
that.
like on a name pick teams like for when we're like doing team sports like
The
soccer or something like that.
Jim was so bullshit there.
Yeah.
And he pointed at you and said, Bongo.
No, we literally wrote down lists of the teams, and she'd like go, "All right, today we're doing Lucas's teams." So we got yeah. So I stacked the team in our favor.
The cafegimatorium.
Yeah, that's what they call it because they don't have the money to have all 3 of them.
It's all just one room. Cafegimatorium.
Jesus don't pay. I don't even know. I don't even know what that means.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the podcast.
Can I outro ASMR?
For
Yeah,
Aiden.
for Aiden.
All right.
This one goes out to Aiden.
Thank you. Wait, do I whisper for ASMR? Thank you for listening to the Be Quiet podcast.
ASMR. Have you ever heard of ASMR?
I don't know. It's all different type of stuff.
Now you're just
Wait,
yelling at them.
people aren't like I'm opening this can now. They don't scream
Like,
when
Alright.
you do
It's
ASMR.
really quiet.
All right,
yeah.
suck my ass. All right, Aiden. It's time to go to bed in your dorm. Say goodnight to your roommate and finish up that game of Uno. And kiss him on the side of his head, please. Thank you for listening to this episode of